And it works whether you have insurance or not. It's easy to save. Next time you drop off your prescription, check GoodRx. To start saving today, go to GoodRx.com. GoodRx is not insurance.
Hey, St. Louis, brace yourself for the ultimate holiday deal with Consumer Cellular. Snag an incredible 50% off the Iris Flip when you buy before December 17th, making it only $34.50. The Iris Flip is all the phone and camera you need with a user-friendly design. The perfect flip phone companion. Plus, you'll get nationwide coverage and always free activation. Don't miss out. Head to one of our 4 retail locations in your area and seize this deal this holiday season.
Air Comfort Service, heating, cooling, and insulation. Weather.
Chief Meteorologist Dave Murray.
It's a windy Thursday afternoon with lots of clouds and periods of rain. 50 for the high. It's going to feel colder than that. Tonight, periods of cold rain, windy and 39. This is an all-rain situation. Friday, rain in the morning. Should be over by midday, but mostly cloudy skies all day Friday, 55. Clouds Friday night, clouds Saturday, partly sunny on Sunday. This is 97.1 FM Talk. Chief Meteorologist Dave Murray.
The IRS definitely ramped up operations since the pandemic slowed them down, and activity only increases from here. Hi, this is Lance Story with the Lance Story Law Firm. If you're currently under audit or you haven't paid your taxes in the past, now's the time to call the Lance Story Law Firm. The IRS has a published Taxpayer Bill of Rights, which says you have the right to retain legal representation. Because IRS problems are legal problems, and the Lance Story Law Firm focuses specifically on addressing IRS issues for our clients. It's all we do. We get out in front of the IRS, devise the best resolution plan, and work to make sure you're able to take advantage of every program you're qualified to receive. So before you send money to some out-of-town, high-pressure company, call the Lance Story Law Firm. We're local, located right here in St. Louis, or visit Lance, DRURYlaw.com to schedule your free consultation with your local tax resolution law firm, the Lance Story Law Firm, 314-238-7360.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements.
Every 40 seconds, a child is reported missing. Find the Children is a nonprofit organization dedicated to helping find missing kids. You can be a part of their mission by donating your unwanted car. Call 1-800-775-5622. You'll receive the maximum tax deduction, and we provide fast, free pickup. Call 1-800-775-5622. Donate your unwanted or unused car. Call 1-800-775-5622. This advertisement was paid for by Cars R Us and Find the Children.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Mark Cox here. If you're nearing retirement or already retired, call my friends Thomas Helbig and Bob Kershaw with the Retirement Advisory Group. They'll show you how to link to the market without the risk. They're the official financial advisors of my show. Go online to retirementkey.com.
I can see clearly now thanks to the doctors at Ophthalmology Associates. Doctors Greg Birdie, Ranjan Malhotra, Robert Brusati, Andy Royer, and introducing Samuel Berry. You can too. Call 314-966-5000 or check out yourEyeDoc.com. That's yourEyeDoc.com.
This holiday season, give them a steal. Save $20 on the BGA 57 battery-powered blower. Go to steelusa.com/gift guide. Now $179.99 was $199.99 MSRP. Offer valid for a limited time only at participating dealers while supplies last.
Mark Cox here for Hampton Manor of Wentzville, the newest senior living community in the area, located off Highway 70, just a half-mile north of the Lake St. Louis exit. Enjoy resort-style living without the resort price. Go to WentzvilleAssistedLiving.com.
This hour of the Annie Frey Show is brought to you by Ruler Foods. Low prices, no coupons. Ruler Foods.
That is exactly what I needed to hear.
Thank God someone here knows what they're talking about.
That's us. That's right. Gotta love this American ride.
All right, you need to take the time and get the full picture.
Don't get me wrong, I love the ladies. I mean, they rev my engine, but they don't belong in the newsroom. It is Anchor Man, not Anchor Lady.
What do you want from me? I'm not America's sweetheart.
Goodness sake, kid. Keep your voice down. Your father's listening to the radio.
I'm not America's sweetheart.
This is the Annie Frey Show.
Happy Thursday. Welcome to the Annie Frey Show. Thanks for being with us this afternoon. Starting to rain outside here in downtown St. Louis. Or maybe it stopped. I can't. We left the window shades open. We never do that. It's very gloomy out, and it's not as cold as it could be. So if you're out and about right now catching lunch and you got the Annie Frey Show on your radio, thank you for doing that and for joining us. I am very interested in the repetition of people who I see coming out and talking about their willingness to, I don't even want to say consider Donald Trump as somebody they'd vote for, but their openness to maybe think the name Donald Trump without having to go into a fit of rage. Chris Cuomo added now to the list.
If it's Biden, Trump, look, for me, again, we survived a Trump administration. Would we survive another one? Yes. Yes. I don't think there's any greater risk to America with him than with Biden. And for people who are now going to attack me and say, what are you talking about? Trump is like this crazy man. Well, look, you know, as Patrick says, the data is the data. Nobody was trying to kill us when Trump was president in a way that they're not now. If anything, there's more hostility. And you can have reasons for that any way you want. I'm just saying, existentially, I'm not afraid of a Trump presidency.
Chris Cuomo says existentially he's not afraid of a Trump presidency. This is kind of like the first step, I think. Now, the question is, are people coming out of the woodwork right now to say, yeah, I'd consider it? Yesterday we had, what's his name? Mark Fisher, something Fisher from Mark Fisher, yes. From the Black Lives Matter Rhode Island chapter come out and say, the Democrat Party is not for us, and I am going to vote for Donald Trump now. I was like, what? What did you think about, Brad, the Donald Trump Truth Social post that was very grateful for the support of BLM?
I was, I don't know what the right word is for that. Shocked, confused a little bit, but like, he doesn't have the support of all BLM, right?
Well, I don't think Fisher supports BLM.
No.
See, here's the thing. Everything that we are consuming, especially if you are somebody who is just an absolute glutton for punishment and you are on Twitter and you communicate through Twitter, you read all this stuff, you have to take everything through the lens of a primary election season and eventually a general election season. I don't think, I could be completely wrong about this because I don't sit here and wait for Donald Trump to truth again and again and again. In fact, I sit on Twitter and I look at TikToks on Twitter. I look at True Social posts on Twitter. That's the aggregate for me. I don't think that Donald Trump was actually claiming to have Black Lives Matter support. I think Donald Trump, when he said in his Truth Social post after this Fisher guy gave his support. We talked about that yesterday with Roy Murdoch. This is what Trump put on his True Social. Spoke with Mark Fisher yesterday. Great guy. Very honored to have his and BLM's support. I have done more for black people than any other president. In parentheses, Lincoln ? Including 10-year funding for historically black colleges and universities where they had none, opportunity zones, criminal justice reform, and much more. Thank you to Mark. The facts that are listed in that True Social post, the HBCU funding, they were very grateful for that. They were very thankful to the president at that time for. My recollection of that story was they were always funded. They were never unfunded, but there was always like a 3-year rotating revolving door where they kept having to come back and ask, can we please be funded again? Can we please be funded again? And Donald Trump said, this is silly. Why don't I just fund you for 10 years instead of making you come back? And I think Donald Trump's words were, come back and beg for more with such frequency. So he did make a difference there. That's factual. Opportunity zones. Incredible. Criminal justice reform. Many people in the black community were happy with the way that Donald Trump was addressing criminal justice reform. When Donald Trump puts on Truth Social that he's very honored to have Mark Fisher and BLM support, I think he's just trolling. I don't think he actually is out there saying that he's happy to have Black Lives Matter support. And as somebody who personally, I am a big Ron DeSantis fan, and I would love to see him be the president. The DeSantis camp, especially the Nikki Haley camp, probably, I don't really know a ton of people who are like super in the Nikki Haley camp. I know a lot of people who would love to have her be the president. A lot of them are people who are voters who go on both sides of the aisle, who know that Joe Biden's not the answer to the future. I don't think that Donald Trump is out there actually claiming to have the actual support of Black Lives Matter. I think this is an opportunity to wedge himself in the crack that has already been made by Mark Fisher, who is associated with Black Lives Matter, to just poke his head into the Black Lives Matter room and being like, hey, guys, I'm still here. And then everyone's like, oh, my gosh, oh, my gosh, oh, my gosh. And then, of course, the people who are running for office, the primary, and to be the nominee for the Republican Party, jump on the bandwagon and freak out about it. I don't think that Donald Trump has aligned himself with Black Lives Matter here, the way some people are trying to position this.
I don't know that Donald Trump aligns himself with anything other than Donald Trump. So I don't know, like, he doesn't just change his post or change his mind. He basically says, see, all these people support me and you should line up with me.
Mm-hmm.
And so what he's trying to say in that post is that they're lining up with me now, not Joe Biden.
Let's listen to more of what Chris Cuomo had to say.
We survived the Russia thing. We survived January 6th. We survived having Biden as a gaffe machine. We survived Congress going after each other and doing nothing for the rest of us. We survive these things. Are we better for it? No. Should we be doing things differently? Yes. I think it happens. I don't know when. I don't even know why. But, you know, in terms of who I'm going to vote for, I would really have to see where we are at that moment in time. And
so you're open to Trump vote?
I am always open. And I'll tell you this. People say, oh, you've never voted for a Republican in your life. Wrong. And not only have I, the first vote I ever cast was for a Republican.
Will the real Chris Cuomo please stand up? I'm tapping out here. What Chris Cuomo is doing here is speaking in a principled way. Now, when he was at CNN, it behooved Chris Cuomo to speak with the arrogant nature with which he spoke on so many different issues from a very far leftist position. And now he just seems to be a little more like the rest of America, which is, you know, I kind of think this way about these things and I think that way about those things, but I'm not gonna lose my mind about this. And if the guy who wins is maybe not the guy I want, I don't think that the world is going to end. That's the antithesis of what cable news has been for the past 15, 20 years. So maybe there's a new motivation. Maybe this is the real Chris Cuomo. I want to know from you folks listening right now, and you can join us on the Annie Frey YouTube channel and comment. I really want to interview Chris Cuomo. What do you think? What do you think?
I think Chris Cuomo would be a phenomenal interview.
What happens if we interview him and we really like him?
Well, then we have him back.
That's right. Don't you want to hear that interview?
Yeah, I want to hear that interview because, like, what I'm hearing on that Patrick Bet David podcast is that he's thinking more openly now. He's open to more things, and he seems to be less like towing a line or spitting talking points, but just speaking from his own mind and his own brain.
Novel concept. I'm kind of excited to hear it, and this is ironically, this is kind of what capitalism is. The more outlets you have in like a media space, where it's not just MSNBC, CNN, and Fox News who are out there who run the table in cable news. You've got a super far right in Fox News, which is what a lot of people would say. And you got a super far left in MSNBC. And then you have a pretentious, arrogant, elitist CNN that's like just completely news all the time, but with a left lean bent all of the time. But the arrogance just kind of oozes out of the speaker holes on your television while you're listening to them, and they pretend like it's not happening. When you have News Nation, when you have Newsmax, OAN has a channel. Yeah. Freaking Young Turks have a channel on my YouTube TV. I don't even know why that exists. I think I went into my YouTube TV and you can select what channels that are there for you to scroll, and I think I took them off. So I can't know that they exist, which I think is a good feature. Do you guys want to hear Chris Cuomo on the Annie Frey Show? I mean, there's no guest that I am not willing to doggedly pursue in all avenues, as Brad knows.
Yeah.
And you've gotten very good at it, too.
Working on it.
Mm-hmm. So Chris Cuomo says, he'd have to consider everything when the time comes to vote. Would you vote for Donald Trump? Well, I'd have to consider it. That's huge. Listen to Joe Rogan.
At this point, they kind of have to run him unless he dies. We have 1 year now.
Okay, I got to interrupt. Wow. Really? Wow. Because it's not as though he has some sort of medical condition that everybody is leaning into and hoping that he beats or whatever. It is an age comment. Mm-hmm. Unless he dies. Imagine considering a year out of the next election where you re-elect somebody for 4 years, and Joe Rogan, who is maybe one of the most influential people in the entire country or world with his podcast, he has to say something like that.
At this point, they kind of have to run him unless he dies. We have 1 year now. We're in November. We're in late November. We have less than a year. Like, what are they going to do? I mean, you could look if Biden died tomorrow, and then what do they do with Kamala Harris? They're going to put her on the moon? Like, what are they going to do? She's the vice president.
They're going to put her on the moon. Did we even really land on the moon? It's a good question. What are they going to do with Kamala Harris? The Newsom debate with Ron DeSantis is tonight. And we are airing it live on 97.1, so you can tune in here. I am absolutely going to be watching it after I get done with basketball this evening. But you got to know, first of all, you may not know this detail because you're not a nerd. But since I am, I'll share it with you. Gavin Newsom and Kamala Harris hate each other. Impassioned hatred, California politics, always trying to go for the same things, and one going here and one going there. One goes to the Senate, one becomes the governor, and now Kamala Harris is the vice president. And now you would have to ask yourself once again, who is next in line to the Democrat throne? Because the DNC likes to operate that way. It's not very American, but yet I said it was the DNC. Who gets it? Who's got next? Here we are again, Kamala Harris, Gavin Newsom. Those two are going to go at each other like cats and dogs. And I don't even know which one is which. Just going to be honest. Who do they have next, and how does it actually get implemented? Who knows?
I think they have no cards, and they're looking at this game, and I don't know. I think they're depending upon party loyalty, and they're depending upon Trump getting convicted and arrested. I mean, and imprisoned, rather. I don't know if that's going to happen. I don't think it is. It doesn't seem to. It seems like it's a bunch of trumped up charges. No pun intended.
There is a really, really, really wild 11 and a half months ahead of you and me right now. Moving into the election year, moving into 2024, and knowing the question mark, the biggest question mark of them all is the longevity and health of the man who is the president of the United States right now, not the guy who's going to be after the 2024 election. The guy who's in there right now is one of the biggest question marks that people have. We have one candidate who might die. We have another candidate who might be in jail, and they both might be on the ballot in November. And I don't know, one of them might win. Gosh, I should ask Hans that. If Joe Biden dies, can he still win presidency?
That's a great question.
Because in Missouri, didn't they elect Somebody who'd passed away?
Mel Carnahan?
Something like that?
Yeah. Yeah, and then his wife just took the spot.
Oh, man. I don't know. It's wild and it's crazy, which is why we're so grateful that you're here. And 97.1 FM Talk for the next 12 months of your life. We're going to hang out together every day from noon to 3. And I'm grateful for every opportunity that you give us to spend some time with you because the news is going to keep coming, like drinking out of a fire hose. When we come back, Hans von Spakovsky is going to be with us. And we're going to ask him, I'm going to ask him that question just because it kind of came up right now. But what was the other topic? Did you clear the other topic with him?
Yeah, about Jack Smith spying on Americans to see who retweeted Trump's.
If you liked one of Donald Trump's tweets, if you retweeted one of Donald Trump's tweets, the DOJ got licensed to investigate you. Is that right? How American. Oh, my gosh. We'll talk to Hans about it when we come back. Don't go away.
You're listening to The Annie Frey Show on St. Louis's home for conservative talk. Find the podcast, on-demand audio, and more at 971talk.com/Annie.
So I want to talk to you about Air Comfort Service. If you go online to aircomfortservice.com, you will learn about all of the services provided there. But here's the thing. When you were getting your Christmas decorations out of the attic this year, were you noticing how cold and drafty that attic space was? Is that air seeping into your home? Also, aircomfortservice.com is a place you can go to learn about their insulation services. Because if you're paying to heat your home and your house is under insulated, like 9 out of 10 homes actually are, you need Air Comfort Service to come in and assess the situation to see how much they can help you to get that insulation situation up to par. When you're paying a lot of money to heat your house, the energy that it takes, the cost of energy these days, the air is blowing in your house, you're testing the furnace, the vents, and it's blowing warm air, but it's blowing a lot of warm air, and the house just does not seem to be getting comfortably warm. That insulation might be of concern. Call them at 314-513-0091. That's 314-513-0091 and ask them about their insulation services and how they can help you. They'll be happy to hear from you. Go online to aircomfortservice.com.
Mark Cox here. Join me next spring on a beautiful trip to Italy. This is going to be great. We're going to fly into Rome. We are going to get on a bus and travel south to the Abbey of Monte Cassino, maybe Italy's best kept secret. It looks like something out of a picture book. We'll visit Puglia. We'll go to Caserta. We're going to spend several days in Sorrento. You'll have an opportunity to visit the ruins in Pompeii, and then Positano, which is on the Amalfi Coast and absolutely one of the most beautiful places I've ever seen. I can tell you, my wife and I have been there, and we can't wait to go back. You can even take a high-speed jet foil over to the Isle of Capri, which has some tremendous historic Roman ruins on it that you can visit while you're there. $53.67 a person. That includes your airfare from the St. Louis area. Call them toll-free at 888-733-9494. That's 888-733-9494. Or conservativetours.com.
If you've been thinking about learning a new language, now is the time to start with Rosetta Stone. During their Cyber Monday deal of a lifetime, you can get a Rosetta Stone Unlimited subscription for over 60% off. It's their best sale of the year, guaranteed. The subscription gives you lifetime access to all 25 of their languages, including immersive lessons, learning tools, new live lessons, and so much more. Whether you're gearing up for travel or hoping to connect better with those around you, Rosetta Stone prepares you for the real world. Their built-in pronunciation tool helps you fine-tune your accent, and their award-winning app features 10-minute lessons to fit into even the busiest days. Plus, every subscription now comes with access to live lessons, where expert tutors teach you fun new words related to local holidays, cultural traditions, food and drink, and more. Don't wait. Visit rosettastone.com/radio to score over 60% off. Offer ends soon. Rosetta Stone, how language is learned.
How would you like to come home to a bartender who will fix you any cocktail you want?
I'll have an old-fashioned.
I'll have a margarita.
Now you can with the Bartesian Home Cocktail Maker. Bartesian is a sleek machine the size of a coffee maker that makes premium cocktails at the touch of a button. Choose from over 50 different cocktails, from classics to the most exotic premium cocktails served in the best bars today. You'll always get freshly mixed, perfectly balanced cocktails with the Bartesian Cocktail Maker. And now, get Bartesian's best holiday deal ever when you go to bartesian.com/sips. Entertaining? The Bartesian is ideal for parties. No need to stock all kinds of individual mixers for complicated recipes. Every guest gets the cocktail of their choice in seconds. The Bartesian makes a wonderful gift for anyone who loves a fine premium cocktail. Now get Bartesian's best holiday deal ever. It's available right now only at bartesian.com/sips. That's BARTESIAN.com/sips for Bartesian's best holiday deal ever. Only at bartesian.com/sips.
You're listening to the Annie Frey Show live from the Air Comfort Service Heating, Cooling, and Insulation Studio. Air Comfort Service is hiring licensed journeymen. Don't have a journeyman license? Air Comfort Service will help you get it. Get guaranteed hours year-round and more. Apply online at aircomfortservice.com. Hey, it's Annie. We're at Ruler Foods in St. Charles, December 13th, noon to 3 in support of the Ruler Foods Holiday Food Drive. Come see us. The Ruler Foods Holiday Food Drive benefits the Southeast Missouri Food Bank and the St. Louis Area Food Bank on 97.1 FM Talk.
This is the Annie Frey Show. Follow Annie on Twitter at Annie Frey Show.
I got this target right here on my back. Aiming where I was, not where I'm at. They stopped me since I was 18. I'm moving faster than my enemy. I can't slow down, I can't get stuck. I'd rather die than have to hang.
How dare a low-life prosecutor, deranged Jack Smith, that's right, he's deranged, break into my former Twitter account without informing me and indeed trying to completely hide this atrocity from me. What could he possibly find out that is not already known?
We the people of the United States,
more perfect.
in order to form a more perfect union.
Heritage legal expert Hans von Spakovsky.
Hans, so that's a flashback from Donald Trump talking about Jack Smith saying that he broke into his Twitter account. And now there are reports out that Jack Smith collected info on any American who retweeted or favorited Trump tweets. There are a few people included in that list, Hans.
I'm just astounded by this. I don't know what possible evidence Jack Smith thinks he could get from the very fact that people are simply retweeting or liking something that Trump has said. That has absolutely no bearing whatsoever on the charges he's brought against Trump, and is an unbelievable violation of the rights of ordinary Americans. And I think it's another sign, frankly, of an abusive prosecutor, and we've already seen that, multiple examples of that with Jack Smith, including the gag order that he wants on Trump.
So, can you tell us a little bit about what that might mean? What Jack Smith might? I'm included in that list. I favorited or retweeted things Donald Trump has tweeted before. I might have just thought that they were ridiculous and wanted other people to see them. I don't know. What might have been in Jack Smith's purview to see because I participated in that?
Well, that's what I don't understand. I just don't see how it's relevant to the charges that he has made. I mean, this is a kind of far-ranging discovery by a government prosecutor that's far outside the bounds and the boundaries of what they are supposed to do and are allowed to do. I can't answer you, Annie, because I can't see any relevance whatsoever in him wanting to know, well, who retweeted what the president said.
When you hear something like this, for him to collect this kind of information legally, how does Jack Smith, who's a prosecutor, what channels does he have to go through? Who has to rubber stamp this and say, "Yep, go ahead and do it and do that"?
Well, normally the judge would if a subpoena like that is issued, he would have to let the other side know about it. They then could protest about it. Twitter, the people receiving the social media companies receiving it, can object to the subpoena. I mean, look, to show people kind of, I mean, here's a parallel situation. This would be like a prosecutor going after a newspaper and trying to find out who all their subscribers are. That's got no relevance whatsoever to the case. And again, I'm just shocked that well, I guess I shouldn't be given his behavior, but I'm shocked that any prosecutor would think that they're entitled to do this.
So I want to talk. Let's talk a little bit more about Jack Smith, and I'd like to know what you think is important for Americans to know about Jack Smith. We know that he's been involved in pursuing Donald Trump, and he does not seem to be, I guess, very balanced. But he can't just do whatever he wants. There have to be people who are involved in the system, in the bureaucracy, that enable him to continue his pursuit for Donald Trump the way he is. Give us a little precursor, a mini biography on what you think Americans need to know about who Jack Smith is.
Well, I think the most important past history of him they ought to know about is a case called McDonald versus U.S. Jack Smith went after the Republican governor of Virginia and his wife, prosecuted them, trying to make all these claims of bribery and other violations of federal law. That he got a conviction at a district court level. The governor appealed it. Went all the way to the U.S. Supreme Court. The U.S. Supreme Court 9-0 threw out Jack Smith's convictions and basically said that he was twisting and bending the law to try to fit a situation of political behavior, not unusual, normal political behavior that wasn't contemplated by the statute. So in other words, Jack Smith abused federal law to go after a Republican governor and a unanimous Supreme Court. So even the liberal justices on the court agreed that he had abused the law and gone far beyond what the law entailed. So that tells you a lot. That tells you, I think, a lot about what Jack Smith is all about. I frankly, after that case, he should have been fired from the Justice Department, but of course he wasn't.
Who has to fire him? Whose responsibility is that? Is it the head of the DOJ?
Yeah, it's the Attorney General. And look, I'll give you another example. This indictment that he has filed, he's filed it under several federal statutes, but they're all federal fraud statutes. And what Smith is claiming is that Trump has defrauded the United States. Well, 3 months before he filed this indictment, the U.S. Supreme Court issued a decision in a separate, unrelated case interpreting federal fraud statutes. And in that case, the Supreme Court said no one can be prosecuted under federal fraud statutes, any of them, unless they have defrauded someone of money or property. Okay, well, there's no claim here that Donald Trump defrauded anyone of money or property, and so there's not even a basis. He's once again abusing federal law, and he's doing it right after the Supreme Court said you can't do this in a separate case.
One of our listeners brings up the point that Jack Smith also went after Bob Menendez in the trial that ended up in a mistrial. I mean, I guess
Right.
Suggesting that he is somehow bipartisan or nonpartisan in his pursuits. Does that have any bearing on your thoughts on the issue?
what the bearing it has is of how incompetently he pursued that case. If you look at the details of that case, he went after Menendez with. Look, I'm not defending Menendez, but if you look at the details of the case, he didn't have enough evidence to get a conviction. It's very clear. What all of these cases tell you is that he's not very competent as a prosecutor. And the Menendez case, the prior one where he lost, I think just helps support what I'm saying.
Yeah, maybe not as competent as a prosecutor, but maybe very useful in a political bureaucracy. It seems as though those things tend to go that way. I want to shift gears a little bit here real quick before we have to let you go. I want to play a clip for you from Congressman Goldman from New York. He's a Democrat, on Hunter Biden.
Well, basically what Chairman Comer is saying is that he and the Republicans don't know how to ask questions. 5 minutes is plenty. I ask many questions. I get to the bottom of what I'm trying to do in 5 minutes, and there are no interruptions in those 5 minutes. And so ultimately it's just an admission, not only that they're incapable of conducting a real investigation, but that this particular investigation is all smoke and mirrors. Because if they had actual evidence of wrongdoing connecting Hunter Biden to his father in any way, shape, or form, they would be eager to have a public hearing.
Hans von Spakovsky, all smoke and mirrors with Hunter Biden and Joe Biden. Hunter Biden coming out and saying, yeah, I'll testify, but it needs to be public. What do you make of all of this?
That is those statements are absurd by him.
Yeah.
Look, I've testified at public hearings before Congress, both the Senate and the House. I've been there to witness them also, besides being a witness. And you cannot ask the kind of detailed questions you need to get to the bottom of the kind of complex fraud and money laundering that was going on with Hunter Biden in 5 minutes. So his claim that, you only need 5 minutes to get answers, that's ridiculous. I've never heard of a dumber statement. You look at a competent cross-examination by a prosecutor in a complex financial fraud case, and there's no way you can get that done in 5 minutes. I'm sorry, that's just not true.
So before I let you go, Hans, the difference between the way I heard somebody explain it, it might have been Comer, was saying, listen, we're going to have this private hearing first because we're going to depose him, and we're going to get information. If it turns into a public thing after that, then so be it. But what is the difference? What is the pursuit of this committee if they're speaking to Hunter Biden privately versus publicly? Why one and not the other?
Because in public hearings, each committee member only has 5 minutes. And if a witness refuses to answer, you don't get more time to go after them. In a private deposition, you have lawyers in there who can ask questions for hours and go after contradictory statements and other problems. You can't do that in a public hearing.
That's so basic. That's such a simple reason, because I get a lot of people from the left who are like, what are they afraid of? And it's like they're afraid of not actually doing their job maybe and having it be a political sideshow, which the Democrats are very, very good at and have implemented January 6th hearings in prime time where you hire actual producers for the event. I mean, everybody knows what's going on here, but the actual information you could get and achieve with Hunter Biden in private seems to be significantly more than what you would get in public.
Yeah, no, I think that is absolutely true.
Hans, thank you for being with us. Hope you had a wonderful Thanksgiving. Look forward to talking to you again next week.
Sure thing. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Hans von Spakovsky is a senior legal fellow at the Heritage Foundation, a DOJ lawyer, and author of Our Broken Elections, How the Left Changed the Way You Vote. We're going to have another author on at 1:05. Tyrus, we have him on every Thursday, and he's got his new book out. So I'm very excited to talk to him about Nuff Said, which is available now. And I'm curious if any of y'all have read it yet. I have not read Nuff Said, but I did read Just Tyrus, his first book, on audiobook. And I'm going to download Nuff Said right now in the break. Don't go away. Wiggins America when we return.
The Annie Frey Show is streaming online. Watch us live on YouTube and subscribe.
Jewish Federation of St. Louis has a blue ribbon campaign, and I am asking you to participate. Learn about the blue ribbon campaign at jfedstl.org. That's jfedstl.org. And you can join me in showing solidarity for Israel. It's really that simple. When you go to jfedstl.org, you're going to be uniting with people of all religions, all races, all nationalities, and letting people know that those folks in Israel are not alone and that you stand with them. It's really that simple, and it's really that important. jfedstl.org. As you have been horrified about the events that you've seen, we continue to see news, videos, information be released. We continue to see hostages being released, and we need all of them to be released. You might find yourself being compelled to participate in something that deems helpful with your time or with your talent. Every dollar of your gift to jfedstl.org and the Blue Ribbon Campaign will go to legitimate, established, on-the-ground humanitarian nonprofits who are saving lives, rebuilding infrastructure, and providing trauma relief. Go to jfedstl.org and join the Blue Ribbon Campaign. That's jfedstl.org.
Check off your shopping list with Cardinals Baseball. 5 and 10 game packs are on sale now and feature 2024's highest demand games and promotional giveaways. Choose from the opening day pack, bobblehead pack, Cubs pack, and more. New for 2024, check out the 10 game for the Lou pack, which includes lots of new STL themed promos. Give the gift that lasts all season, all baseball season. Cardinals ticket packs start at just $55 and are on sale now at cardinals.com/holiday.
Join the Cardinals in 2024 with season tickets and get the best seats at Busch Stadium. There's a plan for every fan. Choose from full, half, or the popular 27-game plans. Season ticket holders get their own dedicated Cardinals representative, plus access to postseason tickets, opening day, a membership to the Cardinals Hall of Fame and Museum, and so much more. For information, go to cardinals.com/season or call the Cardinals today at 314-345-9000.
This is Jordan Walker. I'll see you in 2024.
Are your health insurance premiums making you sick? Did you go with one of those high-deductible, limited network Obama plans? Well, you're not stuck with it. Or did you go with a health plan outside of the marketplace that's costing you an arm and a leg? There are better options. Kim Kiefer at H&L Agency offers plans where you only meet a deductible if you go into a hospital. You pick your doctors, and it's 30 to 60% lower than most other plans. If you pay for your own health insurance, you're uninsured, you're on COBRA, or your employer coverage is just too expensive, you need to talk to an expert like Kim Kiefer. Call 800-975-2841. That's 800-975-2841. Or go to hnlagency.org. And is spelled out. That's HANDL agency.org. Kim can customize a plan chosen and managed by you, not the government. Again, call Kim at 800-975-2841. That's 800-975-2841.
I feel like I'm constantly cleaning hair off my bathroom floor. At least my Swiffer Sweeper makes it easy. Sweeper heavy-duty dry cloths have ultra-thick pads to trap and lock hairs, like a hair magnet. And when I'm finished cleaning up my hair, Sweeper takes care of his too. Now the hair is gone, all thanks to Swiffer. Try Swiffer Sweeper heavy-duty dry cloths. I promise you'll love them or your money back. And also try Swiffer Sweeper Wet to make quick work of tough, sticky messes.
Join Mosby Building Arts every Saturday from 12 to 1 p.m. on 97.1 FM. Rich Orris and guests give insider tips about renovations, design, construction, exteriors, and more. Tune in to Right at Home with Rich on Saturdays or catch the podcast online.
Hey, just a hint as to when we're going to give away those Trans-Siberian Orchestra tickets. We're looking at the end of the 1 o'clock hour, just before the top of the hour. So stick around somewhere around there at about 1:50, 1:55, right in there, something like that. The poll of the day is who will win the Newsom DeSantis debate tonight, California or Florida? That's what's on the ballot tonight. Who will win the Newsom DeSantis debate tonight? It's the YouTube live chat poll. It is 12:46. This time check is sponsored by Jerry Kelly Heating and Air Conditioning.
It's time for a $98 furnace tune-up.
ChumbaCasino.com.
You're listening to award-winning, thought-provoking talk. You're listening to 97.1 FM Talk.
Your home for conservative talk.
On the air for over 20 years.
You're a mean one.
This is the Annie Frey Show. Follow Annie on Twitter @AnnieFryShow.
You're as cuddly as a cactus. You're as charming as an eel, Mr. Grinch. You're a bad banana with a greasy black peel.
Wiggins! Oh! Wiggins! What I've got here is an op-ed from Salon that I want to know from the women in the room. It'd be Annie. Why women don't want to date Trump supporters.
I'm sure that Salon is right on top of the issue.
They're letting you know. And in their opinion, it's a good thing that most women don't want to date Trump supporters. Now, they're assuming that that's true.
It's going to make it really inappropriate.
Well, I'll start with their assumptions here, and you can tell me whether you think this is true or not.
Why women don't want to date Trump supporters?
Mm-hmm.
I don't even agree with the premise.
Well, this is their argument. It's an amusing truth that comes up with regularity. Men who love Donald Trump struggle on the dating market. This is neither surprising.
It's probably because they're married.
This is neither surprising nor regrettable. Supporting Trump is much like refusing to bathe, blowing your nose in your hands, or farting loudly on purpose. It's a repugnant habit that makes you repulsive to normal people. The whole point of dating and marriage is to find happiness, not to spend the rest of one's days suffering in silence while the racist you live with cackles over Greg Gutfeld's latest hateful diatribe disguised as comedy. Now,
what the hell am I supposed to say to that?
It does link to a Gutfeld article that does not say any of those things, and it's its own article. But, you know, I'm putting it out there because I want you to know that there are people living in such an incredible bubble that they think that, and it goes on to really talk about a Washington Post column by the editorial board that suggested going into Thanksgiving that people should maybe open up their minds a little bit in those discussions and maybe consider people from different viewpoints. It cites data showing that Democrat voters generally refuse to date Trump voters. And the Post article that they're referring to here, editors argue that people should be more willing to date across party lines and learn to appreciate alternative perspectives that may at first seem odd or offensive. Now, in my opinion, the article from the Washington Post actually sounds like it's attempting to bring people together, the country together. But this person is saying absolutely not. It is not possible for a rational person to date a Trump supporter. So the question being, and there's lots of questions that come out of this, of course, but one of them I would like to ask is that something that we should be considering more? Not us in the room necessarily, but as a society, should we be considering more that people should date across political lines? Is that something that we have put up bars around and said, no, that's not possible?
No, only the left does that.
Yeah. So the article is saying that the left should continue to do that. And
they should.
That they should not consider dating Trump supporters.
If they don't want to, don't put a Trump supporter through that.
Yeah, I think it would be worse to date somebody. Like, if you were a Trump supporter, it'd be worse to try to date somebody that thinks about you in that way than it would be to be the person that is dating the Trump supporter that thinks about the Trump supporter in that way. I hate the fact that people will look at who you vote for, and that's all they need to know about who you are and what you are as a person. And all that other stuff.
Don't you feel like you know something about somebody who would vote for Bernie Sanders?
I know a few things, but that doesn't mean that I think that.
But don't you think that if you were in the dating realm, which you're not, but if you were looking to date somebody and find someone nice, that you would be principally different if they're like a Bernie supporter or Bernie Sanders supporter?
Well, I think it'd be really hard to build a home around that.
So I think that there's no reason why it wouldn't be the same for people. If your life goal is to make sure that somebody today knows how much you hate Donald Trump, you shouldn't date a Trump supporter.
That's very true.
It's not complicated.
When I started dating, in the late 90s, I guess.
Did you ask
early
everyone if they supported
2000s,
Trump?
I think that I dated more liberal girls than I did conservative girls. It just didn't come up as much then.
But how old were you when you got married?
I was 25 or 6.
And how long did you date Katie?
Including the time where we had broken up, about 5 or 6 years.
So you're saying you dated liberal girls in their teens?
Well,
that's not the same.
I mean, starting in high school, yeah, but through college and into my 20s, and honestly, Katie at the time was rather apolitical, but she was a little bit of a free spirit, kind of a hippie, and so she would have leaned left. And I think that's just so different now. I think in the mid 2000s, talking about politics with somebody,
it's a hobby now. It's your 15 pieces of flair that Jennifer Aniston didn't want to wear in Office Space. It's an accessory now. And for people who want to make it an accessory all the time, be my guest. Put the sign in your yard and all 72 bumper stickers on your car. It's fair warning, and more speech is better speech because now we know.
Yeah, it's really it's amazing. The article that I pulled up, and oddly, I saw them discussing this on one of the panel shows on Fox today. The quotes that are in here really give you a look into the mind of somebody who's in this mindset, because it's amazing that they would say this. It says, marrying a Trump voter isn't just a matter of minor political differences or expecting someone to be exactly like yourself. For women in particular, it's about being able to be safe and respected inside your own home. As in, you're marrying an abuser if they just support Trump. 74 million people voted for this guy in 2020, but you're definitely marrying an abuser if you marry a Trump supporter. It says, for a woman, marrying a Trump supporter isn't about being with someone who has different views on tax rates. It's bringing someone into your home who ascribes to an ideology in which you are not fully human. This is a major publication.
It's Salon.
Yes, but that's
not even the wildest thing that Salon has published right now.
It's still amazing to me that there are people in the world who it's their job to think about and write about these things. And there are people reading this and agreeing that if you are a Trump supporter, they're basically saying, without saying, that you are subhuman. You are so disgusting that you are to be isolated.
I don't think that's new. I think that is actually probably a fine wine for the left at this point. That the idea that you are to be discarded with the trash, that's the MO of the activist left, not the bureaucrats or the elected officials who manage to get in office and retain power and make money off of it, but the industry. It's an industry. It doesn't surprise me at all. And no person who is a Trump supporter outwardly or inwardly wants to be around that. So there's no Romeo and Juliet scenario here where there are star-crossed lovers and we're rooting for them. I'm rooting for one of them.
Yeah, and she does talk about that too. She talks about, well, there's this Beauty and the Beast fantasy where you're gonna change the brute and all these things.
Exactly. That's not love. That's control and manipulation, and you should stay far away from it. Which is why Salon readers should date Salon readers.
You're right. Just let's say that it's not all people on the left. It's not all people on the right. It's really just people who are this impassioned about Donald Trump that they view the entire world, including dating, through the lens of what it means to either support or not
use
support
their kids
Donald
as
Trump.
props.
Yeah.
They're going to use your kids as props if you end up having kids with them. So no.
Yeah.
Just let that sleeping dog lie. Right where it is.
It's MAGA and it's Fox News. She references those two things a whole lot as if they're the exact same thing.
Mm-hmm.
Which in their mind, they are the exact same thing. So there you go. Last quote. You want to hear the last quote? I just pulled it. I had to. It's cruel on its face to expect women to give up their own happiness in hopes that they can turn a red hat into a better man through patience and love. Trying to get men who already think women are inferior to listen to their liberal views is a joke.
You've got garlic in your soul, Mr. Gray.
Good song.
Let's talk to Tyrus when we come back. His book, Nuff Said, now available. Go get it. Order it. Download it. We'll talk to Tyrus about it when we come back.
You're a vile one, Mr. Grinch. You have termites in your smile.
You couldn't
have
pick a
all the
worse time to sell your home. Sure, your home is worth a small fortune right now, but are you really going to swap your 2 or 3% current interest rate and pay 7 or 8% interest on a new house? No way. You don't have to with the Get Paid and Stay program from Truehold. This is ingenious. With the Get Paid and Stay program, Truehold will buy your home now at its best current value. You bank the cash and stay in your home until interest rates come back down, or as long as you like. It's your call. Plus, you won't have to pay property taxes, insurance, or upkeep anymore. Truehold pays those expenses. Learn about Truehold's Get Paid and Stay program. Call 1-855-300-9993 or visit Truehold.com. The smarter, faster way to cash out on your home's value without having to move. That's 1-855-300-9993 or visit Truehold.com.
Look around their site and you're going to see how easy it is to get to know Dr. Ty Parker and the entire team at their Fairview Heights location for Fountains Family Dentistry. FountainsFamilyDentistry.com is the location of that website. They do general dentistry, sleep medicine, dental implants, and clear braces. And let me just highlight the sleep medicine portion of this. If you have sleep apnea, maybe you don't even know you have sleep apnea, or you snore all the time and you're thinking, I've heard that term before, but I've never really looked into it. Maybe you're all the way down the other way side of that spectrum, and you know you have it, and you have a CPAP, but you hate traveling with it. I mean, these are problems that can be fixed by visiting Fountains Family Dentistry, especially if you don't know you have it. Your life will be different. My life is, because I have that little retainer, that's all it is, that I wear at night that helps me to get the oxygen to my brain that I need so I feel rested when I wake up in the morning. That can be you. If you feel like you're not rested when you wake up, visit them online right now and make an appointment, FountainsFamilyDentistry.com.
For the ones who get it done, the most important part is the one you need now. And the best partner is the one who can deliver. That's why millions of maintenance and repair pros trust Grainger, because we have professional-grade supplies for every industry, even hard-to-find products. And we have same-day pickup and next-day delivery on most orders. But most importantly, we have an unwavering commitment to help keep you up and running. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Oh, I think we're lost again.
Wait, what does that sign over there say?
Caution, wildlife crossing?
No, next to it.
If you're 60 or older, you may be at increased risk of serious consequences from RSV, respiratory syncytial virus, compared to adults younger than 60. Ouch, I didn't know that.
Not all dangers come with warning labels. Talk to your pharmacist or doctor about getting vaccinated against RSV today. RSV vaccines, including Pfizer's, are available. Learn more at bewareofrsv.com. Brought to you by Pfizer.
KFTK FM Florissant. From the Under Law Injury Lawyers, GetJim.com studio. 97.1 FM Talk. Always live on the free Odyssey app.
They're working on it hour by hour. Lisa Brady, Fox News. That from the White House on efforts to keep extending a temporary truce in Gaza.
All I can do is tell you where we are right now, and we're glad that we got a seventh day out of this.
National Security Council spokesman John Kirby says the pause in fighting has allowed a surge of humanitarian aid into Gaza and more than 100 hostages to be freed. But he's also highlighting a deadly shooting earlier today at a bus stop in Jerusalem, killing at least 3 people.
Hamas has claimed credit. We obviously condemn this terrorist attack, this heinous violence. Just another example of the kind of threat that the Israeli people and the Israeli nation are under by Hamas.
Kirby says Israel will have continued U.S. support for what the prime minister has said will be a resumed effort to destroy Hamas at the end of a humanitarian pause, though Kirby also reiterates U.S. concern about Palestinian civilians, especially after mass evacuations to southern Gaza. As Congress considers aid for Israel and Ukraine, Kirby also says the U.S. is working with Ukraine to prepare for Russia's expected winter attack, including a possible effort to destroy Ukraine's energy infrastructure. He says part of the focus is on equipment to keep people from losing heat and electricity. A government watchdog opens a review on how the site was chosen for the new home of the FBI.
The Inspector General for the General Services Administration says it will look into how Greenbelt, Maryland was picked over a site in Virginia for the new FBI headquarters. The FBI's current D.C. headquarters is aging and in need of a replacement. State and federal lawmakers in both states pushed hard for the bid. And after the announcement, Virginia lawmakers asked for an inspector general investigation, alleging overwhelming evidence the process was fouled by politics.
Fox's Jared Halpern at the White House. The GSA has denied any conflicts of interest, concluding Greenbelt was chosen because it was cheaper and had better access to public transit. America is listening to Fox News.
Did you know you can get your prescriptions for less at your local pharmacy? You can with GoodRx. It's the free app that can save you money on your medications. Just search for your prescription, choose the pharmacy and the price that works best for you, and then show your GoodRx coupon to your pharmacist at the drop-off counter. GoodRx works at over 70,000 pharmacies, including Walmart, Rite Aid, and Walgreens, and it works whether you have insurance or not. It's easy to save. Next time you drop off your prescription, check GoodRx. To start saving today, go to GoodRx.com. GoodRx is not insurance.
Hey St. Louis, brace yourself for the ultimate holiday deal with Consumer Cellular. Snag an incredible 50% off the Iris Flip when you buy before December 17th, making it only $34.50. The Iris Flip is all the phone and camera you need with a user-friendly design. The perfect flip phone companion. Plus, you'll get nationwide coverage and always free activation. Don't miss out. Head to one of our 4 retail locations in your area and seize this deal this holiday season.
Air Comfort Service, heating, cooling, and insulation. Weather.
Chief Meteorologist Dave Murray.
It's a windy Thursday afternoon with lots of clouds and periods of rain. 50 for the high. It's going to feel colder than that. Tonight, periods of cold rain, windy and 39. This is an all-rain situation. Friday, rain in the morning. Should be over by midday, but mostly cloudy skies all day Friday, 55. Clouds Friday night, clouds Saturday, partly sunny on Sunday. This is 97.1 FM Talk. Chief Meteorologist Dave Murray.
97.1 FM Talk. You're here. Not because of a label, but because conservative ideas actually work. St. Louis is home for conservative talk. This is 97.1 FM Talk.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-652-5241 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-652-5241. That's 800-652-5241. What do you have to lose? Call 800-652-5241. Again, 800-652-5241.
I was having a lot of sinus infections. My sinuses were clogged, pressure, headaches.
Linda suffered for years with chronic sinus infections.
You don't feel like doing anything. When you feel like your head is completely clogged, all you want to do is just lay down and sleep. And the pressure, it's just not fun, always walking around with a headache.
Now, her issues are gone. How? A minimally invasive procedure done in the office of St. Louis Sinus Centers called balloon sinuplasty.
I really did not know what it was like to feel like you're really breathing and not being so clogged up. I would do it again in a heartbeat, and I would definitely recommend it for someone else.
Do you suffer with chronic sinus infections, facial pain, pressure, congestion? Find out if balloon sinuplasty is the solution for you. Set an appointment today with St. Louis Sinus Centers. Call 314-332-2885. 314-332-2885. That's 314-332-2885.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely on advertisements.
The people have spoken. I want to thank you, St. Louis, for voting Under Law 2023's best St. Louis law firm.
When you're injured, call Onder Law at 314 or 618-9 million.
Tired of constantly caring for a home exterior that doesn't look as good as it should? You deserve beautiful, low-maintenance James Hardie fiber cement siding. James Hardie gives you gorgeous colors, stands up to Missouri's harsh weather, and lasts decades. At Lakeside Renovation and Design, we're experts in installing America's #1 siding. And our lifetime workmanship warranty gives you peace of mind. Get a lovely, lasting home exterior with Lakeside Renovation and Design. Request a free consultation at 636-978-5000. That's 636-978-5000. And love your home all over again.
Hi, Chad Hansen with Hansen's Tree Service and Environmental Resources. At Hansen's, we manufacture a full line of garden and landscape products that are perfect for your outdoor project. Pick up any of our products at World Outdoor Emporium, Kirkwood Materials, or a Hansen's location near you.
This hour of the Annie Frey Show is brought to you by Ruler Foods. Low prices, no coupons. Ruler Foods.
That is exactly what I needed to hear.
Thank God someone here knows what you're talking about.
That's us. That's right. Gotta love this American ride.
All right, you need to take the time and get the full picture.
Don't get me wrong. I love the ladies. I mean, they rev my engine, but they don't belong in the newsroom. It is Anchor Man, not Anchor Lady.
What do you want from me? I'm not America's sweetheart.
Goodness sake, kid. Keep your voice down. Your father's listening to the radio.
I'm not America's sweetheart.
This is the Annie Frey Show.
So, Bobo, what was going through your mind the second you found out your son had been targeted like this?
It's been a lot. It's been a pretty crazy couple of days. I was mad, upset for him, mad that he's upset. He's pretty devastated. I mean, he's seen the videos and everything posted. He's excited. He's all over. It was his dream to get on the Jumbotron. And I've had family and friends call and, oh, we saw you on Sunday Night Football. So he's excited. But then everything else came up, and it's been a little bit of a spiral.
You're becoming like my most stable relationship.
Enough said.
Well, Tyrus, enough said. Very excited to talk to you today as your book is officially released and a whole bunch of other issues. Welcome back to the show. Good to have you here.
Always a pleasure.
I want to ask you, before we get into the book, I want to talk to you a little bit about this 9-year-old kid who did the most wild thing ever and painted his face to go to an NFL football game, right? Kansas City Chiefs, you're kind of in Chiefs territory when you're talking to this audience right here. I want to know what you think about the appropriate reaction from people like you, from people like me, people in this area, when you see a 9-year-old get attacked like this, Deadspin author who just must live with hate in his heart every single day.
Well, we should be going for the throat on this one. Everyone who can have the ability to should paint their face red and black this Sunday. Not just Chief fans, fans of football anywhere, fans of children everywhere. We talked about this on Gutfeld the other night, and I said the part that bothers me the most is that the family felt they had to let everyone know that he was Native American. And I said, I don't care if the kid was from Norway. He has every right to put on a headdress and put on the war paint and support his favorite team. This is football, for crying out loud.
It's absurd.
If I had a cool mascot, I would do it. But my mascots are Celtics, Bruins, and Patriots, and Red Sox. And I'm not painting a red sock on my face. Yeah, but no one wants to wear the hat that faces that way. Napoleon ruined it for everyone. So the point is that this is a racist attack, and it's no different if Nazis were coming after me. The problem is that we keep giving people a pass because of the color of their skin, and we need to start going after the content of character. This man is a racist of the highest order, and the fact that you would attack a child to try to get some kind of cred, I mean, the story sucked on face value. Just looking at the quality of the headdress he was wearing would let everybody know that in no way was this child mimicking or making fun of anything. And like I said, if I didn't hate the Chiefs so much with every ounce of my football Patriots fan, but I still, in support, would put on a Chiefs jersey. God help me for saying this, and paint my face red and do the chop with them, because we need to rally behind this little boy, just like we need to rally behind the little boy who went to a high school football game and he put on the war paint of every football player and damn near America wears. I had mine that looked like the Ultimate Warrior when I was in high school. So this idea that this blackface stuff it's a joke. It's an absolute joke. It makes zero sense. You want to go after – there's enough racist crap going around right now.
Yes.
Try being Jewish in this country right now, okay? Why don't you do a story on the people who are ripping the faces off of on walls and street signs of the hostages? Why don't you put their names in? Why don't you go after them? Oh, because they're on your side of the street. So, like I said, what we're seeing with these – and he is a racist, period, point blank and black. He's disgusting. I have nothing in common with him. Our pigment means nothing. I'm not, this whole he gets a pass because he's oppressed. No, he's dead spin. Take the spin off. They're just dead. And it shouldn't just be the family of Susan. It should be everybody who felt disgusted and attacked by his article. There should be nothing left. I don't know what their insurance policy is on lawsuits, but it should be maxed out.
Yeah, I'm actually the fact that it's a 9-year-old kid amplifies everything. And then you do, like you said, we find out that he does have Native American heritage. That amplifies everything. But if this was just a white dude from Kansas City who was 45 and a lifelong Chiefs fan who did this, it would still be absurd.
No, the Native American part is irrelevant, and I'm mad at his family for even disclosing that. It doesn't matter. It does not matter. He could have literally been born in Germany for all I care. Okay, mm-hmm. He has every right to paint his face on his favorite football team and do everything that a crazy fan would do. I mean, to be 9 years old and to be on the Tron was probably one of the coolest things of his life, and they took that from him. And parents we have to protect our children, but you can't. If he goes to public school, it's you're going to have everything from woke teachers messing with him to kids saying, "Oh, you're right," picking on him, because unfortunately that's what kids do.
Yeah.
But we shouldn't. The problem is, and I've said this over and over again, at some point, white America needs to look up what black America did during the 50s and the 60s when this stuff was, and they need to start fighting back. You need to go after this guy. His face should be on every post with marked racist, just like I would do if some Nazi guy went after one of my children. Like this allowing someone because of the they have pigmentation to be racist, callous. Like, he has no business being a journalist. I mean, obviously he couldn't get anything going with just on his merit. So, and he does this all the time because he's allowed to do it because nobody, and who's the biggest culprit of this is white people allowing it.
Yeah.
Like, the apology tour needs to end. Stop apologizing for stuff you didn't do. Annie, I'm willing to bet on everything I have, all my jobs, and trust me, I have a lot of jobs, that you never owned slaves.
I didn't. I have not. No.
I'm going to take you for your word on that.
Yeah.
Because I have no choice but to. But for you apologizing for it is ridiculous. And to be honest with you, you don't even know if your family tree line was what color they were 400 years ago. Mm-hmm. So, again, it's just somebody has to say enough. And unfortunately, it has to come from white America.
I mean,
you have to say enough. You're not going to talk about our children, our wives, our husbands that way. And you need to expose these people. And like I said, the fact that he's black is irrelevant. The content of his character, he's a horrible human being.
The absurdity,
which most racists are.
Yeah. When I think about what the article was about, this author Karen from Deadspin, and I guess he was defending the honor of Native Americans, but like, who is he to defend the honor of Native Americans in the world that he lives in?
Yeah, they don't need his help. He wasn't defending anything.
Yeah, it's an industry.
The fact that the headdress was authentic, that headdress was worth hundreds, if not thousands of dollars. that wasn't like some chicken feathers, with some food coloring. You know what I'm saying? Like, when I saw that headdress, it was easy to tell that he had an Indian, Native American lineage in his family because it was an amazing headdress. But again, doesn't matter. Not the point. It was like the whole thing with the Redskins, with Washington. It wasn't a group of Native Americans that were complaining. Like this idea. It's again the biggest problem with dealing with this woke agenda is, unfortunately, white people as a group are the victims, and then the individuals, virtue signaling and fundraisers are white. So they're basically supporting people that are attacking their race and their culture and their American way of life, which is insane to me.
Yeah.
I would not donate $1 to the Klan. I don't care how cool they might sound. I'm not donating to them.
How cool they might sound. Has anyone ever said that?
I mean,
I don't know.
Yeah, I know. Well, I'm saying it. Breaking news.
Yeah. Tyrus, your book is out, Enough Said, and people can get a great Christmas gift for people who have gotten to know you at Fox News. You have so many different arenas where you have impressed upon people, but it sounds like the book is doing really well. And the phrase Enough Said has been yours for a while. Why Enough Said? Why that?
Well, the reason why I went there, because the first was going to be here and now, and then I wanted to make firm statements, and whenever I said something that I stand behind, I say enough said. So, which means that I'm done talking about it, and I stand by everything I say. So, in this book, I talk about some controversial stuff. I give examples from my life where the context is relative. So I'm not talking about stuff I haven't experienced, because I think that's a big problem too. People talk out the side of their mouths, and I'm being polite by saying that, about stuff they have no feet on the ground in, and that's a problem where everyone's a leading expert with no actual experience. So everything I talk about, I took 13 things, and I talked about it, applied moments in life and opinions, and they just so happen to be relevant topics today. And what I have found, and the reason why my books are successful, is that people relate because they share the experiences, and it's not about color, it's about just trying to be a human being. And I think that's why it's successful. I'm not worried about my black base, my white base, Hispanic base, Asian base, or whatever base that supports me, because we're all in this together, and broke is broke. And when you're going through stuff or hardships or whatever, you're not concerned with the color of your skin. You're concerned with the temperature of your heart and what you're going through. And that resonates. I don't have a target audience. I'm just speaking my mind, and agree with me, great. Disagree with me, awesome. But respect my opinions, and I respect yours, because that's what it was supposed to be about.
When you say enough said, and what you just said there, like when I say something and I'm done with it, I've said what I need to say and I'm moving on. Very few people do that, especially like on social media. Like it never ends. The argument, there's never a conclusion. But if you have the ability to say enough said, in my mind, it's like, this is my principle. This is who I am. Take it or leave it. I don't care if you like it. I've said what I need to say.
Back in the day, I believe the term we would have said, "Good day, sir," or "ma'am." So, but it was outdated. So it's basically, because the problem is everyone has to get the last word in. But if you're true in your beliefs and you believe in what you say, you don't need to get the last word in. You need to say what you believe and good from it. Whether they agree with you or not isn't the point. You've been heard. Mm-hmm. And I don't need to win the argument. I don't need to make you see my way. Here's where I stand. You decide if you want to be around me or not, because I'm not changing who I am. But if I'm wrong on something, I am the first person to say, and like I said, I went through that with the Fall of Minneapolis documentary. I had said I had not seen it. I didn't want to see it. Nothing was going to change my mind otherwise of the George Floyd situation. And Michelle Tafoya asked me to watch it, and I respect Michelle Tafoya, and I did watch it, and I was appalled by the court proceedings. I thought those four men, 2 men of color, 2 white men, since that's so important now, their Sixth Amendment rights were violated. The judge made me sick to my stomach. And it doesn't do any justice for George Floyd and his family, because you want a fair trial. You want someone to be judged by their peers, and you want prosecutors to seek truth, not new job positions. And that hasn't happened. And unfortunately, that's the world we're living in now, to where if you don't fit in the judge's narrative, he's going to use his power, whether he's a super MAGA or he's a super progressive. If you don't fit in his narrative, he's going to come at you, and that's a problem. And we should all be afraid of that. We're all arguing and fighting for our Second Amendment, and we forgot they're trying to take our Sixth Amendment.
Yeah. It's some. I really love it, and I really love your take, and I really love that you don't require anyone to agree with you in order for you to believe what you believe.
No.
And I think that's a valuable lesson for people to learn when there are likes and clicks and all of that stuff, that people can wage how people feel about what you're saying and then influence what you're saying. Like, there needs to be a principle behind it, and you've always brought that to this show, and we've always been grateful for it.
Well, I don't know how else to be. I'm stubborn. And, and I never looked. My whole life, I've always went against the people who say I couldn't. I've never accepted no. Oh, you can't be a wrestler. Oh, you can't be a ball player. You can't be a person. Oh, you're not smart enough. You don't look smart. You're too big to be a comedian. When people tell me I can't do something, it's like that's what fuels me. And it's funny because I'm trying to raise my kids the opposite of me. I don't want them to be the spite, anger guy who gets success. But unfortunately, that's the way I am. So I'm used to people not liking what I have to say, and I'm fine with it. It doesn't bother me. I always tell Greg, and he's like, man, you're going to catch heat for that or something. I'll be like, I've been playing on the road my entire life. I have no problem with getting booed. I know what they cheer for. The boos give me strength.
Yeah, real quick before we let you go, Tyrus, and I'm gonna ask Joe DeVito. We have him in studio tomorrow, and I'm gonna ask him about you and your book and working with you. But the Gutfeld show as a whole and what it has done to cable television and your ability to participate as such a strong player in it, do you think it's making a difference in how people consume information?
If they keep tuning in to watch, yes. Whenever you ask somebody if they're making a difference, that opens the door for them to sound like an arrogant idiot. All I can say is we continue to grow our audience, and I continue to get nothing but love in airports all across the country. So I must be doing something right. No one's throwing tomatoes at me yet. Not that they would try to, but you never know.
You never know. Yeah. Well, Tyrus, we're grateful for you. Thanks for being here. Congratulations on the success of your book so far, and I know it'll keep going that direction. We always appreciate your time.
Hey, happy holidays to you and yours.
Yep, you as well. Bye-bye. He is the co-host of the Tyrus and Tim podcast. He's on Gutfeld, Fox News contributor, and author of his latest book, Nuff Said, which you can get right now. Go check it out. His first book, Just Tyrus, I've read that one cover to cover, and it is a wonderful explanation of kind of where Tyrus came from, and I'm looking forward to diving into Nuff Said to learn a little bit more about some of the more controversial things that he has to say in that book, Nuff Said. Let's take a quick break. More Annie Frey Show around the corner. We're going to talk a little bit about the poll question today. Have you voted yet at the Annie Frey YouTube channel? Who will win the Newsom DeSantis debate tonight? California or Florida? You tell us what you think and why on the Annie Frey YouTube channel. We'll be right back.
The Annie Frey Show is streaming online. Watch us live on YouTube and subscribe.
Bit of a confession here, but I am a sauce guy. I always have been, and in fact, my first fridge that I got in college pretty much filled that thing up with sauces right away because it's the easiest way to make a standard meal into something really, really good quickly. That's one of the reasons I love talking about Andrea's sauces. They have 3 now, so it's not just Andrea's steak sauce, although that is what they're famous for. So if you haven't tried Andrea's steak sauce, you got to get a bottle. It's ordered all over the world, in fact, and butcher shops all over the country know about it, even if it's not in local grocery stores like it is here. It's in Dierbergs and Schnucks here. You can also get all these sauces at Andreas.com, which I recommend, by the way, picking up the new one. So steak sauce since 1978, barbecue sauce since 2023. It is brand new. If you haven't tried it yet, you got to get a bottle of that. I keep a bottle not only at home, but also at work for whenever we have meals here. I always add Andrea's barbecue sauce to everything now. So get those sauces for yourself, or you can get a holiday pack at Andreas.com.
We've been here 30 years, 30 Christmases in this house, and we have the traditions that most families have.
That's Terry talking about her experience with Rhino Shield ceramic coating.
We did Rhino Shield 14 years ago, and the house still looks the same as the first day. Rhino Shield really worked with me to help me get just the right nice soft yellow, and it's 14 years later, and it's the same color.
The main reason Terry called Rhino Shield is because it's backed by its 25-year transferable warranty.
It just sounded wonderful that we could have the house coated with Rhino Shield and not have to worry about it again for 25 years.
Take it from Terry. Give Rhino Shield a call now for a free evaluation. 877-25-RHINO. 877-25-RHINO or visit 877-25rhino.com.
There have been neighbors that have come by and said, "Did you just have your house painted?" Because they wanted to know who the contractor was. And I said, "No, it's actually Rhino Shield."
877-25rhino.com.
Mark Cox here. Before you sell your home, you should know the facts. What's your home's true value? Which realtor will get you the most money? And as a seller, is the market still in your favor? I spent some time with my friend Gloria Liu with Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty. Here's what she told me. The market is still in the seller's favor. However, these next few months before the holidays represent the last prime time to sell your home. Gloria said everyone knows you can't time the real estate market. However, you can sell your home in the months that are statistically the most profitable to sell real estate. For the past 20 years, Gloria's been successfully selling homes in our area. How's she been so successful? She already has the buyers, which allows her to guarantee to sell your home at your pre-agreed upon price and time frame, or she'll buy it. Call Gloria Liu at 314-325-6888. That's 314-325-6888, or visit GloriaHasTheBuyers.com.
Conditions apply. Gloria and seller must agree on price and possession date.
Are you ready to smell better naked? I'm Dr. Shannon Klingman, the OBGYN creator of Lumi, the whole body deodorant that's clinically proven to control odor for 72 hours on pits, feet, privates, and beyond. It's pH optimized to safely and effectively control odor anywhere you have it, but wish you didn't. Plus, it's proven to work better than a shower with soap alone. Whether you shower twice a day or 3 times a week, Lumi works better. And who doesn't want zero body odor? With over 200,000 5-star reviews, I'm so sure you're going to love it, or you can return it for free.
There's a special offer for listeners. Use code 800 and get an extra $5 off a Lumi starter pack that comes with a solid stick, cream tube, free product of your choice, and ships free with code 800. LumeDeodorant.com, code 800 for an extra $5 off a Lumi starter pack. Love it or return it for free. That's LumeDeodorant.com, code 800.
You're listening to the Annie Frey Show live from the Air Comfort Service Heating, Cooling, and Insulation Studio. Fall is here. Make sure your furnace is ready to safely heat your home when cold weather arrives. Get in your comfort zone with the heating system check. Visit aircomfortservice.com.
St. Louis's home for conservative talk.
The Mark Reardon Show.
Hey, Thursday afternoon, Jonathan Martin from Politico joins me at 3:25 to preview the big debate between Ron DeSantis and Gavin Newsom.
Weekdays from 3 to 6 on 97.1 FM Talk.
Oh, the weather outside is frightful, but the fire
This is the Annie Frey Show. Find the podcast, on-demand audio, and more at 971talk.com/Annie.
It doesn't show signs of stopping, and I've brought some corn for popping. The lights are turned way down low.
The reason I think this is such a good idea is because it's a great way to juxtapose the state of Florida versus the state of California. And it is basically a debate between the ideology of Gavin Newsom and the results of the DeSantis policies in Florida. And if you have a matchup between the two, there's no way you can walk away and say, you know, the ideas in California are really working out great, or walk away and say, oh, the ideas in Florida are not working out.
So we have a debate taking place tonight. We are airing it live here on 97.1 FM Talk, starting at 8 o'clock tonight, is my understanding. And the debate is between Gavin Newsom and Ron DeSantis. And you might be saying, I didn't think Ron DeSantis was running for president. Yes, he is, but not officially. Sean Hannity has been poking the bear here for quite some time, trying to get this to manifest itself. And Newsom agreed to it. I give Gavin Newsom a lot of credit for agreeing to participate in this debate, but I think that's just how confident that man is. And confident is the nice way to say it. Ron DeSantis has nothing to lose at all in going on and debating this. And I think that the Florida-California question has been the main question on people's minds about what's going to happen in 2024. What do you want, Florida or California, if you're paying attention? Now, if you are not paying attention, then it's easy to distract from the policies of what has been implemented in Florida versus the policies of what has implemented in California. The out-migration of, I think that Gavin Newsom, I can't remember the guest who said this, but Gavin, was it Dave Rubin? I think it might have been Dave Rubin. That Gavin Newsom is the only governor to oversee a net out-migration from California. He's the only governor who has seen the population in California shrink over the course of his tenure.
Yeah, that was Dave Rubin.
And Dave Rubin is a transplant to Florida. And Rubin is a big supporter of Ron DeSantis, very vocal about that. But it doesn't, the Florida-California question isn't just about Newsom and DeSantis. It's much bigger than that. And I hope that Ron DeSantis is able to make it on a policy base more than just vote for me for president because I'm running and you can, I could win Iowa and Newsom's not running in Iowa. I want people to understand the substance, but that is a pipe dream. I don't know that anybody is going to change their mind between Newsom and DeSantis tonight. I do think a couple of things are going to happen. And this is to piggyback on what we talked about in the first segment with playing that Chris Cuomo quote where he was talking with, it's Patrick Bet-David in this podcast, a very, very influential podcast. And Chris Cuomo is like, he gets asked, would you consider voting for Trump? And he's like, I'd have to look at my options, which basically means yeah, I would consider it. Which is a wild statement. There are people who are up for grabs right now because they're so disgusted with what's going on in our country. People need to know when they hear Newsom and DeSantis debate that the Florida-California question is the question. That's the question. Can Ron DeSantis pull it off? I don't know. The most successful thing that Donald Trump has done in the primary campaign is brand Ron DeSantis as somebody who doesn't have charisma. Ron DeSantis is not the robotic person that he's been made out to be. If that is what you learned about him before you consumed, Ron DeSantis the person, it is wild to me that would be the leading argument against Ron DeSantis is that he's not as slick as every other politician that's ever gone and tried to win office. Hello, isn't that what we've been looking for? Somebody who's really, really adequate for the job, but isn't there to make you just feel real good about everything that the politician says, which is exactly what Gavin Newsom is. So the Gavin Newsom, Ron DeSantis debate is going to be, in most people's eyes, if there's any influential thread to what these people can do for people who don't have their mind made up between that question already, Gavin Newsom's going to be working to win people over. He's going to be the guy in the cocktail party walking around charming one person after the other because you only have 3-minute conversations. And in those 3 minutes, you're like, wow, that is an impressive man. And then he walks away. But really, you get to, you want to sit down and have a long conversation, ask some questions, maybe the 4th, 5th, 6th date where you realize some of the truth of the matter. You go, I don't really know if I want the long-term relationship with this dude. With Ron DeSantis, he may not sweep you off your feet in 2 or 3 minutes, but that's not what we're looking for. We need somebody who is effective. We need somebody who is capable. We need to have somebody who is principled and who will do what he says he will do. And Ron DeSantis is all of those things. I do not find him in any way, shape, or form to be robotic or to have no personality. That is a branding and a successful branding of the Trump primary political campaign. But if it's effective, and that's the way people see him, I'm not going to be sitting here telling y'all that it's different. And I'm not going to change your mind on that. The substance between California versus Florida is what is going to be debated tonight, but that doesn't mean that's going to be the takeaway for people. So the live chat poll for today, if you go to the Annie Frey YouTube channel, who will win the Newsom-DeSantis debate tonight? And the options that you have are California or Florida, because I don't think that Newsom or DeSantis is the question. I think it's California or Florida. Hannity is the moderator. I wonder if Hannity will talk more than some of the candidates in this debate that he's moderating, because Hannity can't not do it. I wonder how many of the questions will be questions that he's asking, followed by personal anecdotes about Sean Hannity. I should have put California, Florida, or Hannity. But I didn't. What do you think the answer is, Brad?
I think it's Florida. I think Florida wins this debate, and I think that it's not really a debate. It's more of a postmortem of why is Florida winning this. Because I know Gavin Newsom's going to get up there and he's going to do his smile with his hair gel thing, and he's going to try to make everything seem smooth.
Wouldn't it be really funny if Ron DeSantis came up there dressed exactly like Ron, like Gavin Newsom? Like, I see your hair gel.
But I mean, really, to win this discussion, to win this debate, all Ron DeSantis has to say is scoreboard. He can point to things like California's growth in population, the growth in business, the growth in economy.
Does that change people's minds, though?
Does it change people's minds?
Because the scoreboard is the scoreboard.
Yeah, I mean, it will change people's minds whose minds are open to being changed, but the people that are set in their ways, there's no way. It's just like the people in our chat on YouTube. They're just kind of set in their ways, and they're just going to stay there. Well, it's right because that's my team, and my team has to be right. So I don't think those people's minds will be changed. But this will change people's minds in the middle. The debate isn't, the debate isn't there to change everyone's minds. It's just to move the needle in the middle is all.
What do you think, Ryan?
I hear a lot of people saying that they're kind of afraid for DeSantis tonight because Newsom's so good at this and he's so slick, and that he will pull a lot of stats and spin a lot of stats that will sound like they're painting California in a better light. But I think Ron DeSantis is a really good debater. I don't know why people think that he's not.
Yes, you do.
The spin around him.
Because that's Donald Trump's message.
Because that is you're exactly right. It is the message that he's kind of this like cardboard guy and he has no personality. Man, I really don't agree with that. When I watch him take on the media especially, but even in the GOP debates, I think he's done a good job. And in fact, he's almost better unprepared than he is going into these like polished situations when he's kind of that step off the helicopter, bring it on kind of debater. And so if things go off script tonight, I expect he actually will show very well in that. So I'm going to pick that he wins.
Part of me wants him to have names of people who left California and why. Like, tell me real stories. But then also, when I start hearing anecdotes like that in debates, I'm like, yawn.
Yeah.
But I'm not the target. I could have the debate. I could do it. I mean, nobody's going to watch it because I'm not Ron DeSantis or Gavin Newsom, but I could do that debate. I could make the case on behalf of the prisoners of Illinois that the way of California is the wrong way. I could make that debate with facts and information, but it's boring. If it's not entertaining, insert Donald Trump here. If anything, he is wildly entertaining. Just like the True Social post that I read before, when he was saying after he got the Mark Fisher endorsement, who was the leader of the Black Lives Matter Rhode Island chapter, and he says, spoke with Mark Fisher yesterday, a great guy, very honored to have his and BLM support. I do not think for a second that Donald Trump is like Black Lives Matter supports Trump. I don't think that he thinks that at all, but he's got everybody talking about him. He's once again front and center. He has his haters talking about him. He has his super fans talking about him. He has us talking about him because he said it. And that's the game. So then Ron DeSantis, I mean, it's easy to be that brilliant. Donald Trump is brilliant when it comes to marketing and branding. It's what he does. It's what he is. We've been hearing a lot about the Trump brand and the value of it. We're also trying to figure out what the Biden brand's value is right now, but that's in a private testimony and subpoena and stuff. Donald Trump is wonderful at that. And the honest thing is that branding and marketing and business is politics in the public space. It's the same thing. It's putting out a message and getting it into the masses so that you can influence how people behave and act, what they purchase, what they use, the services they choose, the way that they vote. It's all the same psychology. Donald Trump is a master at it, and that is not in any way, shape, or form a slight. You can't become the president of the United States if you don't understand a lot of something about branding and marketing and politics. There are people who work in your office right now. If you're an accountant listening to the show in your headphones right now, and you're working with other accountants, there are people in your office right now that you know are really, really good at politics. They always have a way with people where they get what they want to be put into place. They know who to talk to, they know what to say, and how to talk to different people to affect the change that they want to see. That's politics. It's in your office, but it's politics. Trump understands that. It's very helpful if you have the heaping amount of evidence that Ron DeSantis has when you walk into the room to say scoreboard, 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 scoreboard. But if you can't get the attention of the people in the room to look at the scoreboard, then your scoreboard doesn't matter. You need both. And I hope that Ron DeSantis, what could he possibly do besides come out in like tap shoes and a top hat and really slick hair to have the like personality that the Trump campaign has marketed against him that he doesn't have? I don't think that there's a win there. Like, Ron DeSantis has to keep being Ron DeSantis. But the Ron DeSantis success and brand up against the Newsom success from his brand, because the dude keeps they voted to recall him and he came back strong. California keeps choosing Gavin Newsom, what's left of him. How do they face off against each other? I don't think we know. And what that usually results in is that the DeSantis people love Ron DeSantis and the Newsom people love Newsom. And then we're right where we started again.
Well, this kind of thing, this very thing, this is a weird debate that's happening tonight. This isn't a common thing that's about to take place tonight at 8 between two governors of two very different states, who one of them is a presidential candidate, the other one pretends to be. It's just odd. So the fact that DeSantis and Newsom are willing to step up and do this, that to me is showing their personality in a way that they're both willing to take each other on, and that alone says something.
Does Newsom have anything to lose tonight?
Ooh.
Only if he gets absolutely pummeled. In any other circumstance, he's fine. He comes off as a
What
winner.
does he lose?
National standing. If he can't compete with DeSantis, and I mean like everybody has to acknowledge that he got absolutely destroyed, that's the only way that he comes off worst after tonight.
I don't think he has anything to lose.
I don't know that can happen.
Who is Ron DeSantis, or excuse me, who is Gavin Newsom's competition right now?
Joe Biden.
I don't think so.
Kamala Harris.
Yes. Because Joe Biden, just like Donald Trump and the Republican Party, all the other Republicans involved are post whatever Donald Trump decides to do. Nobody is going to beat Donald Trump. Donald Trump has to either A, beat himself or quit. It's Donald Trump's to walk away from, which he won't do, or lose, which I don't think he will. In the same realm, Joe Biden has to, in some way, shape, or form, vacate the position. And if he does that, then you go to, all right, now what's the scenario? And they're all thinking it on the left. They all know what Plan B is or what they want Plan B to be. And I think the two obvious people are Newsom and Kamala Harris. What is Newsom going to go do on that stage tonight that's going to make him look dumber than Kamala Harris?
Yeah, it's a good point. The fact that he's even doing it against DeSantis and to some extent with Hannity, that alone, as long as he doesn't come off, like I said, as long as he doesn't get absolutely destroyed.
All he has to do is come off competent.
Yes. And he will. I think you're right, Brad. Like when I say that he could only get destroyed, I say there's very little chance of that happening. He's too slick and polished and a good speaker for that to happen. So I think, to your point, Andy, I think there is no downside for him.
There's no downside. And if any time it starts to go awry, he's talking to Sean Hannity on Fox News. Of course it's going awry. Like, what did you people expect to happen here? I was willing to go to the other side and have this conversation. Kudos to him. Very smart political move if you can walk into that scenario and handle it. You know, when I see Mike Pence walking on to do a CNN town hall with Anderson Cooper or whatever the other guy's name is, Jake Tapper, it feels needy. This does not feel needy. This feels like, all right, let's go. So I hope Ron DeSantis can meet the moment and he can call scoreboard. But the people who are watching Fox News already know what the Florida scoreboard is. What will happen is people will be like, oh, it's only going to affect people who watch Fox News. Nope. These clips are going to be all over Twitter. They're going to be all over Truth Social for all of those people to read. And they will be consumed. They will be talked about. They will be on CNN. They will be on MSNBC after this. They'll be on News Nation. The clips from this will make news. People may not tune into the main event, and I think a lot of people will, but it will have legs past just 8 to 10 tonight on 97.1, which is where you're going to listen to it, of course. All right, let's take a quick break. I want to know what you think. You go vote on the Annie Frey YouTube live chat poll. A lot of people commenting here. I'm going to read a few of these comments. Carlos says California fails repeatedly. The only reason California has money is the population side. And Amy said, I don't think DeSantis is the best debater, but I really hope he runs circles around Newsom. What do you think? Leave your comment. We'll feature a couple more of those throughout the course of the show. We'll be back in a minute. Don't go away.
Oh, it doesn't show signs of stopping, and I've brought some.
This is the Annie Frey Show. Follow Annie on Instagram at the Annie Frey Show.
Let it snow, let it snow, oh, let it snow.
Attention business owners, this is John Souza, CEO of ERTC.com. The Employee Retention Tax Credit Program provides up to $26,000 per W-2 employee. If you're confused about the ERTC program, stop right now. Don't fall for false promises. The bottom line, there is no such thing as guaranteed eligibility. Being innovative with taxes can lead to an audit. All ERTC companies are not the same. The easiest way to know if a company is non-compliant is to ask one simple question. Is the CPA working on my file a W-2 employee of your company? If not, stop right now. Contact ERTC.com. IRS compliance is not an option. At ERTC.com, everything is done in-house by expert CPAs, and there's no cost to get started.
Get your free refund information now. 800-200-4230. 800-200-4230. 800-200-4230. That's 800-200-4230.
Mark Cox here. Join me in supporting the Jewish Federation's Blue Ribbon campaign. The Blue Ribbon symbolizes support for the safe return of all 240 hostages taken by Hamas terrorists and unites you with the people of all religions and races and nationalities in telling the people of Israel they're not alone. Every dollar donated goes to saving lives and providing support in Israel. Visit jfedstl.org to learn more and donate. That's jfedstl.org.
Honey, is our car still under warranty?
No, not anymore.
My sister just got an extended service plan from Ox Car Care.
Ox Car Care?
Yeah, Ox will cover our repair bills if anything happens to our car, new brakes, a transmission, AC, or engine problems. Plus, Ox Car Care offers free oil changes, tire rotation, and roadside assistance.
Wait a minute, we pay nothing on the repairs? Ox gets it fixed for us? Free oil changes, free tire rotation, and free roadside assistance? What's the number?
800-224-9174. Ox has a 30-day money-back guarantee and an A-plus rating with the Better Business Bureau. They handle their claims from start to finish, unlike other warranty companies. We should call now, 800-224-9174.
The last thing we need is an unexpected car repair bill. I'm calling Ox Car Care now.
Call Ox Car Care for your free quote. 800-224-9174. Ask about senior and military discounts. Don't get stuck with a major car repair bill. Call Ox Car Care. 800-224-9174 or oxcarcare.com.
How would you like to come home to a bartender who will fix you any cocktail you want?
I'll have an old-fashioned.
I'll have a margarita.
Now you can with the Bartesian Home Cocktail Maker. Bartesian is a sleek machine the size of a coffee maker that makes premium cocktails at the touch of a button. Choose from over 50 different cocktails, from classics to the most exotic premium cocktails served in the best bars today. You'll always get freshly mixed, perfectly balanced cocktails with the Bartesian Cocktail Maker. And now, get Bartesian's best holiday deal ever when you go to bartesian.com/sips. Entertaining? The Bartesian is ideal for parties. No need to stock all kinds of individual mixers for complicated recipes. Every guest gets the cocktail of their choice in seconds. The Bartesian makes a wonderful gift for anyone who loves a fine premium cocktail. Now get Bartesian's best holiday deal ever. It's available right now only at bartesian.com/sips. That's BARTESIAN.com/sips for Bartesian's best holiday deal ever. Only at bartesian.com/sips.
Tune into the Del Walmsley Radio Show. Del, self-made millionaire and
founder of Lifestyles Unlimited, will show you how to live the life of your dreams and pay for it with passive income.
Listen to the Del Walmsley Radio Show this Saturday afternoon from 1 to 2 p.m. on 97.1 FM Talk.
The Annie Frey YouTube live chat poll of the day is regarding that subject we were just talking about. Who will win the Newsom DeSantis debate tonight? Either California or Florida are your options, so let us know what you think and leave a comment there while you're there. It is 1:50. This time check is sponsored by Jerry Kelly Heating and Air Conditioning.
It's time for a $98 furnace tune-up.
This is where real local and national accountability happens. This is 97.1 FM Talk, St. Louis's home for conservative talk. This is the Annie Frey Show. Interact with Annie on Facebook. The Annie Frey Show.
Just climbing this rope right here. And if there's a man upstairs, he kept bringing me rain. But I've been sending up prayers and something's changed. I think I finally found my hallelujah. I've been waiting for this moment all my life now. All my dreams are coming true, yeah. I've been waiting for this moment. It's good to be alive right about now.
Welcome back to the Annie Frey Show. We've got a YouTube live chat poll up here right now. Who will win the Newsom debate, the Newsom DeSantis debate tonight? And can we look for more comments on here that we can feature? I'm really curious what you think about this. Right now, we've got a pretty confident response in the vote in the poll, but I want to know what you think as well. We'll be watching it tonight. I'll be getting on and watching it as soon as I get home from basketball. But I think that it is the substantive conversation that we do need to be having regarding what the 2024 election is about. And then after the debate is over, we'll go back to mudslinging and so on and so forth. In the next hour, in the 2 o'clock hour at 2:05, Jesse Waters made a very bold statement last night in his show about things that men should absolutely not do. Did you see this?
No, I didn't.
All right, don't look it up.
Okay.
Brad knows because he pulled the sound for me.
Okay.
How confident? Well, let me ask you this broad question. Do you think that there are things that men should just not do?
I'm yes or no question. The answer is yes. As to what those are, I need a minute to really dive in and think. But yes, I do.
I think the idea of the testosterone laden capital M men that we're not supposed to celebrate or champion, which I absolutely do because that's my favorite kind of man. It's just a very testosterone-y XY.
Kind of like me, Brad.
I mean, who am I to judge? The idea that the things that make men, which is a statement that when I say it out loud, even feels like, ooh, I'm saying something kind of risky there. Like, it's absurd. It's absurd to think about how important gender is in the conversation that we have right now, but that if you're what the phrase, the term is cisgender, which is you identify as the gender that you were assigned at birth. That's a whole mouthful right there. There was a tweet thread by Larry Alex Taunton, and you said, Brad, you're seeing if we can have him on.
Yeah, he actually got back to me. So
are we going to do it?
We're going to shoot for a day on Wednesday.
Okay.
Our time on Wednesday.
I don't know anything about him, really. I know he's an author and a contributor to a bunch of places.
Yeah. I'll get some information from him.
This thread, and I'm retweeting it again. I'm retweeting it right now. So if you go to Annie Frey Show on Twitter, you will see it. But the headline is "Women Make the Holidays," literally. And then it's a 9-tweet thread about how women have a special knack in making the holiday experience what the holiday experience is. And I was reading this whole thing and I'm going, yes. I mean, just he talks about his experiences with his grandmother when he was small and his wife and just how women have a role to play. And I think to myself, when I read through this tweet thread, it's flattering to hear that a man would see how a woman would make the holidays special.
that is something that is special to women, and particular to women. He doesn't say that men can't do those things, but he says that women do those things. And he doesn't say that if a woman doesn't do these things, that they are not a woman. It's just a statement of his experience. And I think, yes, I love every bit of this. And I just found it very interesting to think, wow, here we are talking about a gender thing that most people would agree with on the whole, but not as a blanket statement. And it seems risky to say it. Well, Jesse Waters last night on the show doubled down on something that he thinks that men should absolutely not do. And we're going to have that discussion when we come back. Are you prepared for that discussion, Brad? You have a strong,
Oh, yeah, I've got a strong feeling.
You've got a strong feeling about it? Okay, we'll see if you guys agree on it.
Yeah, I'm writing down some thoughts right now, actually.
Okay.
All right, right now it is time to call and win TSO tickets, Trans-Siberian Orchestra. So the number is 314-241-9797. Call right now, be the 10th caller, and you'll go to the show on December 17th at 2:30 at Enterprise Center. Here's the number one more time. It's 314-241-9797. Be the 10th caller, and you will win those tickets. Good luck.
All right. Men being men when we come back. Plus, Annie, are you okay at 2:25? And your results to the YouTube live chat poll at 2:45. We'll be right back. Don't go away.
If you're looking to gift an experience that lasts a lifetime, now is the time to check out Rosetta Stone. During their Cyber Week deal of a lifetime, you can get over 60% off. It's their best price of the year, guaranteed. Rosetta Stone provides fun and engaging language learning for everyone on your list. From your grandparents who want to keep their brains sharp, to your sister who loves to travel. Every unlimited subscription includes lifetime access to immersive lessons and learning tools for 25 different languages. Plus, every subscription now comes with access to live lessons, where expert tutors teach you fun new words related to local holidays, cultural traditions, food and drink, and more. Rosetta Stone's award-winning app has helped millions of people around the world learn to speak new languages with confidence. Visit rosettastone.com/radio today to score over 60% off and give a gift that won't end up in the back of a closet. Don't wait. Get over 60% off now at rosettastone.com/radio.
I was having a lot of sinus infections. My sinuses were clogged, pressure, headaches.
Linda suffered for years with chronic sinus infections.
You don't feel like doing anything. When you feel like your head is completely clogged, all you want to do is just lay down and sleep. And the pressure, it's just not fun. Always walking around with a headache.
Now, her issues are gone. How? A minimally invasive procedure done in the office of St. Louis Sinus Centers called balloon sinuplasty.
I really did not know what it was like to feel like you're really breathing and not being so clogged up. I would do it again in a heartbeat, and I would definitely recommend it for someone else.
Do you suffer with chronic sinus infections, facial pain, pressure, congestion? Find out if balloon sinuplasty is the solution for you. Set an appointment today with St. Louis Sinus Centers. Call 314-332-2885. 314-332-2885. That's 314-332-2885.
Stop everything you're doing right now and ask yourself, are you currently receiving steady paychecks? What about when you're retired? Will you receive a monthly check to cover your expenses and also have some fun? Marvin Mitchell and the team at Compass Retirement Solutions calls this mailbox money. It's a monthly check you'll receive throughout retirement. They don't want you to worry about if the money will show up or how much money you'll receive. The only thing they want you to think about is how to spend it when it arrives. Find out how to get enough money in your mailbox every month when you're retired. Call Marvin Mitchell and the Compass Retirement Solutions team at 314-373-1598 to start working on a plan that can help you create the monthly income you'll need in retirement. Call 314-373-1598 right now and schedule a visit with Compass Retirement Solutions. 314-373-1598. Firm offers insurance services, investments, and services offered through Compass Retirement Group, a registered investment advisory in Missouri and Illinois.
KFTK FM Florissant. From the Under Law Injury Lawyers, GetJim.com studio. 97.1 FM Talk. Always live on the free Odyssey app.
Hoping again for more. I'm Lisa Brady, Fox News, on day 7 of an extended truce in Gaza.
The humanitarian pause now
over the first 6 days has seen more than 100 hostages released and returned to their families.
National Security Council spokesman John Kirby says it's also allowed a surge of aid into Gaza and that talks continue on further extensions. Secretary of State Blinken just beginning a briefing in Israel. The Pentagon says search and rescue efforts continue off the coast of Japan for 8 crew members missing in the crash of an Osprey aircraft that remains under investigation. There have been at least 6 fatal crashes involving U.S. Ospreys since 2012.
If the investigation concludes that there need to be additional steps taken, we'll certainly do that. But at this time, the investigation is underway on what happened.
Deputy spokeswoman Sabrina Singh not confirming the Japanese Coast Guard report that at least 1 crew member is confirmed dead in this week's crash during a training mission. Japan has now grounded its own fleet of Ospreys, also asking the U.S. to stop using that aircraft on its territory. Just getting word that during a Senate lunch today, Senator and Dr. Rand Paul performed the Heimlich maneuver on fellow Republican Senator Joni Ernst, who later posted a thank you message. The Philadelphia City Council votes to ban ski masks in public places, including in schools, public parks, and on city mass transit, despite public opposition.
During public comment before City Council, residents argued the clothing is not the danger.
We cannot connect an item with a negative act or a crime. You connect a person with that.
And that ski masks are just a fashion trend.
What is the next trend that this council will criminalize?
The bill says the only exceptions for wearing ski masks would be for religious reasons and during protests.
Fox's Gernal Scott, that ban includes a possible fine of $250 for violators. America is listening to Fox News.
Did you know you can get your prescriptions for less at your local pharmacy? You can with GoodRx. It's the free app that can save you money on your medications. Just search for your prescription, choose the pharmacy and the price that works best for you, and then show your GoodRx coupon to your pharmacist at the drop-off counter. GoodRx works at over 70,000 pharmacies, including Walmart, Rite Aid, and Walgreens, and it works whether you have insurance or not. It's easy to save. Next time you drop off your prescription, check GoodRx. To start saving today, go to GoodRx.com. GoodRx is not insurance.
Hey St. Louis, brace yourself for the ultimate holiday deal with Consumer Cellular. Snag an incredible 50% off the Iris Flip when you buy before December 17th, making it only $34.50. The Iris Flip is all the phone and camera you need with a user-friendly design, the perfect flip phone companion. Plus, you'll get nationwide coverage and always free activation. Don't miss out. Head to one of our 4 retail locations in your area and seize this deal this holiday season.
Air Comfort Service, heating, cooling, and insulation, weather.
Chief Meteorologist Dave Murray.
It's a windy Thursday afternoon with lots of clouds and periods of rain. 50 for the high. It's going to feel colder than that. Tonight, periods of cold rain, windy and 39. This is an all-rain situation. Friday, rain in the morning. Should be over by midday, but mostly cloudy skies all day Friday, 55. Clouds Friday night, clouds Saturday, partly sunny on Sunday. This is 97.1 FM Talk. Chief Meteorologist Dave Murray.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-652-5241 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-652-5241. That's 800-652-5241. What do you have to lose? Call 800-652-5241. Again, 800-652-5241.
Hey, it's Bo Matthews for Missouri Brush Control. If you have acreage and have always dreamed of having trails for walking, hiking, biking, horseback, or ATV riding, but that property is so overgrown it seems impossible, Missouri Brush Control can transform your acreage, leaving behind beautiful mulch trails just like you've seen in state parks. And they can do it in hours with their specialized forestry machines. Learn more about this eco-friendly land clearing method at MissouriBrushControl.com and enjoy your land like you've always dreamed of. That's MissouriBrushControl.com.
Mark Cox here. I've got an idea. Let's all go to Italy next spring. I'm going to the Amalfi Coast next spring with my friends of ConservativeTours.com, and you can go along as well. We'll cover Rome, the Amalfi Coast, Puglia, the Isle of Capri, the Abbey of Monte Cassino. It may be one of Italy's best-kept secrets. You know, I've been to the Amalfi Coast before. It is without a doubt one of the most beautiful places I've ever seen. While you're there, you can take a high-speed jet foil over to the Isle of Capri, which is a site that everyone needs to see. Positano is absolutely beautiful. Sorrento is just gorgeous. You'll get to visit the ruins of Pompeii as one of your side trips if you go on this trip. It's $53.67 a person. That includes your airfare from St. Louis. Call them toll free at 888-733-9494. It's 888-733-9494 or conservativetours.com.
This holiday season, give them a steal. Save $40 on the HSA 45 battery-powered hedge trimmer. Go to steelusa.com/gift guide. Now $99.99 was $139.99 MSRP. Offer valid for a limited time only at participating dealers while supplies last.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely on advertisements.
The vote is in. STL Today has certified the result. Onderlaw has been voted 2023's best law firm in St. Louis.
When you're injured, call Onder Law at 314 or 618-9000000.
Connect with the personalities and give your feedback. 97.1 FM Talk is on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. For content that's additional to the radio, join us there. This hour of the Annie Frey Show is brought to you by Ruler Foods. Low prices, no coupons. Ruler Foods.
That is exactly what I needed to hear.
Thank God someone here knows what they're talking about.
That's us. That's right. Gotta love this American ride.
All right, you need to take the time and get the full picture.
Don't get me wrong. I love the ladies. I mean, they rev my engine, but they don't belong in the newsroom. It is Anchor Man, not Anchor Lady.
What do you want from me? I'm not America's sweetheart.
Goodness sake, kid. Keep your voice down. Your father's listening to the radio.
I'm not America's sweetheart.
This is the Annie Frey Show.
Welcome back to the Annie Frey Show. It is 2:07. We appreciate you being here with us. Annie, are you okay with Trisha in about 20 minutes? So stick around for that. Last night I was watching Jesse Waters' show, and I've been interested in this story about this 9-year-old kid, the Kansas City Chiefs fan. Some of this stuff is so absurd that it's hard. I feel like it's so dumb. This Deadspin author is so patently dumb that I don't want to give my oxygen and my breath to the story. But then again, it needs to be talked about. We discussed it with Tyrus at 105, and I love what he had to say. His initial reaction, I said, what are we supposed to do in this scenario? Because I'm so annoyed by the stupidity of this author that I want to ignore it. I don't want to breathe anything into it to make it grow larger. But then I asked Tyrus, and I agree with him. He says, you need to go straight for the throat. And I hope that that's what happens. I hope that Deadspin is owned by a 9-year-old boy after all of this is done. And then he can write Deadspin articles about the Kansas City Chiefs, and people will read that stuff, and I will too. So we'll see what happens there. If you want to know what Tyrus said about that conversation, you can check out the Annie Frey Show podcast. That was the story that Jesse Waters really leaned into. But then he went into he's leaning into the Jesse Waters. There is a bit of confidence that bleeds into arrogance about Jesse Waters that he absolutely owns. It's part of his brand. And he makes statements. They're bold. He knows they're going to rub people the wrong way. But that's his thing. I don't want to call it a shtick, but it's kind of a shtick. He made a statement. It was a criticism of Joe Biden. Joe Biden was seen drinking a chocolate shake. And this should come as exactly a surprise to nobody. But he criticized Joe Biden for drinking a shake out of a straw. And the reason why this became a more than one night story for Waters, what's this called? Primetime?
Yeah.
I was going to call it Waters World, but that was the segment, not the thing. I was watching, and Jimmy Kimmel picked it up and decided it was time to dunk on Jesse Waters, which honestly, for a late night talk show that is there to you're supposed to put your feet up, lean back in your chair, and laugh and relax when you watch nighttime network television, right? You're supposed to be like, oh, what's the latest? Like, how do I take a load off at the end of the day and relax and move into the evening, move into the night? And just to think that Jimmy Kimmel spends his time worrying about what Jesse Waters is saying on his Fox News primetime show tells me that Jimmy Kimmel has a Jesse Waters problem. It's not like the world has a Jesse Waters problem. That Jesse Waters is big enough in Jimmy Kimmel's world to get that kind of time, which is a win for Jesse Waters, and Jesse understands that. So, of course, he's not going to back down. He probably wants to keep this going. As Jesse Waters criticizes Joe Biden for drinking a chocolate shake out of a straw, Jimmy Kimmel's big comeback against Jesse Waters is a photograph of Donald Trump drinking out of a straw. And I'm like, wow, what a world, what a world.
Check and mate.
Yeah. I'm sitting here. I literally thought to myself, am I supposed to feel fulfilled right now? Is this the moment where I go, wow, that was a full circle burn? No, I felt dumber. Entirely, completely dumber. So now, Jesse Waters is trolling Jimmy Kimmel back on the straw, and this is what he had to say last night.
On Monday, I covered Joe Biden's Thanksgiving trip to Nantucket. He polar plunged, did a little Black Friday shopping with Hunter, and he called one of our correspondents stupid. And we're willing to look past that little outburst, but some things we just can't let slide. Joe Biden used a straw. Now, if you've seen me on The Five or on Primetime, you know I recommend that all men refrain from using straws.
All men.
It's unbecoming. The way a man's lips purse. The size of the straw is just too dainty. The way your fingers clasp on it. No, come on. Straws are for women and little kids.
What are you looking for? A straw?
I'm looking for your cup.
No, it's not in here. Thank God it's not in here.
Does it have a straw on it?
Well, the one that we got as a station, each one of us has a straw in it.
Why do you hate masculinity?
I don't. I embrace it, and that's why I did not bring that in here.
Did you know that it was Brad, not masculine? Yeah, he's holding his cup with his straw in it. It's got my name on it. Did you know that it was not masculine to use a straw?
This is the first I'm hearing of it. Like, I've heard this, like, I don't know. I just think using a straw is more sanitary. I don't, at home, if I'm drinking out of a glass, I'll drink out of the glass without a straw.
Do you feel dainty when you use a straw?
Depends on the straw.
You might know. Does he make a point?
He does have a little bit of a point, though, I think. I think that there's, like, depending on how a guy drinks out of a straw, there's a way of looking at it going, oh, come on, man. Don't do that.
Ryan?
Here's what you need to not do. Don't drink out of a straw without picking the cup up. If it's sitting on a table near you and you lean over and drink out of the straw without picking up the cup, that looks dumb.
Does it matter where you put the straw in your mouth? Like if I'm drinking, I have my cup right here. If I drink out, I'm a woman, so I can do whatever I want, obviously. Yeah. If it goes straight into the mouth or like to the side, does that matter?
I think if you drink it out of the side of your mouth, you probably look like you're thinking about it too much and you're trying too hard. And that's not manly either. So there's not really a huge win here for a guy. You just got to do it and accept the repercussions.
He talks about the way you drink out of a straw. He talks about pursing your lips and then taking the straw. And like, do you do that?
No, guys, I've never done that.
That's like supping. Which is
a
terrible word.
I don't bite the straw and then drink from it. So, yes, I purse my lips as I go to drink from the straw.
I want to think about it.
Don't you?
What? Like
you? Yeah.
No.
I mean, you're not doing Marilyn Monroe before you drink the thing.
I don't think about it.
No.
Everybody who's listening right now, who's sitting at their desk with their Yeti and a straw or Stanley, is quietly thinking about what it's like when you've never thought about this before. I am huge on manners and etiquette. I want to employ those things. I want my children to be raised in an environment where they employ very good manners. That doesn't mean I always do it, but I know what the good manner thing to do is. I hadn't heard this before.
I haven't either. And you got to give him credit for finding something that does make you really think about it and then question next time you're in public drinking out of a straw. But I don't think it's going to change my habits.
Well, it's not just straws that you need to be concerned
And
about.
as you've heard me say, it's not just straws, Jimmy. Soup is another problem area.
Can't eat soup.
Men shouldn't eat soup in public. Again, you're pursing your lips in anticipation. You lean your head out, trying not to spill it.
My question is, what is Jesse Waters thinking about when he's looking at that soup?
Is
Anyway.
he watching
Come on.
people?
It's like a balancing act. Soup isn't even filling. Sometimes you have to blow on it if it's too hot. It's too hot. It's not. You can have soup in private, or you can have a stew, a nice hearty stew. Thick potatoes, you got the carrots, you got celery, chunks of meat. What about chowder? I think maybe you get away with eating chowder with a spoon on a dock. Gazpacho, refreshing, but it's cold. I guess you don't need to blow on it. I don't know. A bisque? Again, maybe on a dock or a fine dining situation. Again, not recommended. And then there's this French onion soup situation. Have you guys seen this? Guys are out there dipping the spoon in, and you have cheese like this, like above your, and guys are going in like this, trying to, and then twirling it in there with their tongues. It's ridiculous. Also, ice cream cones? Stop.
Stop with the ice cream
come
cones.
on. Come on. I was willing to entertain this idea.
You're going to turn your man card in over an ice cream cone?
No, it was before that. Is when he came after bisque. Because if I see bisque on a menu, I am ordering that bisque, regardless of whether it's shrimp or lobster. I just had some this weekend, and I saw it, and I had to have it.
He said it was okay, as long as you're on a dock.
I wasn't on. Well, actually, I guess I was kind of on a dock. Ha ha. I'm okay. I am drawing the line at ice cream, though, because if I see ice cream, that ice cream is probably going to be eaten.
It wasn't just ice cream, though. It was ice cream in a cone.
Cone.
He said get a dish or a cup.
But he also started the thing by coming after ice cream shakes.
Because he was using the straw.
It's the straw. It's not
straw.
the shake.
How do you drink a shake without a straw?
You don't drink
Holy smokes, Ryan.
I don't know how. I don't know how you do it. I don't want to know because I don't want to hold it over my face and pour it and hope it doesn't go in my eyes.
You need to do a video drinking an ice cream shake through a straw, and it just needs to be a 30-second video of you drinking it. And the caption just needs to be like, is this okay? And that's it.
Hashtag Jesse Waters.
No, just is this okay? Let's leave it open to interpretation.
Well, that won't be hard because that's pretty much every day. I just need a camera.
If only you could find one. Where would we get one of those?
You know what?
It's a good thing we've got Leah.
French onion soup, too, is good. It's hearty. He's kind of
It is
carving it
not
out.
hearty.
Yeah, you get croutons in there. You get some bigger onions
There's like
for sure.
A couple croutons and some cheese
Some
on
thick
top, and
cheese.
it's just broth after that.
Oh man, you
It
get
is
the
not
stuff,
hearty.
You get the stuff in there, and a French onion soup is very, very good. Jesse,
He's not debating whether it's tasty or not. He's debating whether you're masculine or not when you consume it.
yeah, but I question how you eat these things without doing it the way he's talking about. because
Privately, he said that.
I guess, yeah, but I don't want to just have to
It should be a
put my
secret.
French onion soup in the closet. You know, I want to eat it wherever I want. I want to eat it here, in public, wherever.
You don't want to eat your French onion soup in the closet.
I don't want to have to go
You don't want to
home
be a
and
closeted
hide my
French onion
shame.
soup eater.
I want to eat any of these things. A lot of these things are very good. Now, I give him that you do like blowing on a soup and pursing your lips before you go to a straw.
Oh, gosh, we've said that word too much.
Man,
They are a little
I don't
strange
know.
when you think about it. But
part of being masculine is not really even caring what other people think about it.
oh, slam dunk. Thank you. I'm going to go with that position, Annie.
Okay. You don't care what women out there think about it, then
No, I don't.
then you take that right out of the closet, Ryan.
I will, and I'll be eating much more soup in
you
this show.
sashay into the room with your French onion soup through a straw and don't even worry about it.
I will. I'll walk in, hips a blaring. I've got
Hips
my
what?
soup blaring.
Is that a thing?
Well, no, but they go side to side. I don't really know what you call that.
I don't think that's it.
Shaking.
Sachet.
Is that a sachet?
Google it.
What's a Shantae?
That's a person. And I'm sure she's lovely.
The only context I know those words is from RuPaul. So
I think you know more about it than I do then.
sachet. Shantae.
Okay. This conversation was about masculinity, wasn't it?
Yeah, he's educating
He's
us on
quoting RuPaul.
dance moves. But he doesn't want to eat his French onion soup in the closet, and I think that we have concluded this segment. I don't know that there's a place to go from here. Thank you.
Boldly go wherever you want with your soups, man.
The real win here is when Jesse Waters uses this segment on his show to prove his point.
No. Oh, no. That's possible. I got to rethink things.
No, it's too late. Let's move on. Annie, are you okay with this? You're darn right I am. We'll do that segment with Trisha when we come back.
You're listening to The Annie Frey Show on St. Louis's home for conservative talk. Follow Annie on Twitter @Annie Frey Show.
Stewart's American Mortgage is the home of the bagel loan, and Stewie is there to help you right now. If you've got credit card debt that's out of control, consider a bagel loan refinance. If you are looking to consolidate your debt and pay down some of this very high interest rate credit card debt, Stewie might have a solution for you. And once you have acknowledged the fact that, yes, I need to do something about this, I need to make a plan, and I need to get past this debt, and I need to get ahead of it, Stewie might be exactly what you've been looking for to solve this problem. And a phone call, even a text message to Stewie costs you nothing, and you can go down the path of having a conversation with him, and he will tell you how he can help you. He will also tell you if he can't help you. He can help most people, but he's not going to lie to you. He's not going to sell you something that isn't for your benefit. He's good like that. I trust him like that. That's why I've used him twice myself for my mortgage. 314-324-4440. You can call or text Stewie at Stewart's American Mortgage at 314-324-4440. He's there to help you. He's there to guide you. And if you need a mortgage and you want to use the bagel loan, you're going to pay zero in fees that other lenders out there will charge you for. 314-324-4440. Google the bagel loan, NMLS number 226715.
It's football season, and the NFL is in full effect on the free Odyssey app. We're heading into the final stretch of the regular season, and the playoff picture is starting to come into focus. Whatever team you're rooting for, the free Odyssey app has you covered with the local talk and your team's podcasts. Plus, listen to play-by-play of every Sunday night, Monday night, and Thursday night game from Westwood One. If you're looking for the NFL, it's all on the free Odyssey app. Download it today and search for your favorite team. That's AUDACY.
Hey guys, Glover here with my very, very good friend, Dr. Kathy Maupin at BioBalanceHealth.com. If you have reached that certain age and you're just not feeling very well and nothing's working the way it used to work, go see Dr. Kathy. She is not only a medical doctor, she is a patient of this bioidentical hormone replacement therapy. It absolutely works. It's a long-term solution. She is an artist when it comes to helping you with your hormones. BioBalanceHealth.com for Dr. Kathy Maupin.
Hi, this is Brian with Velocity Home Buyers, and I buy houses cash. If you own a house and want to sell it fast at a fair price, call me at 314-782-3333. I can pay cash and close in as little as 7 days. I buy houses in any condition and any price range in the St. Louis area. I'm a private real estate investor who buys several houses a month, and I want to buy more. I buy inherited houses, divorce houses, behind in payment houses. I even buy my tenant won't pay me the rent houses. Do you own a house that needs updating, but you don't have the time or money for it? Great, because I love buying outdated houses. I buy vacant houses, job relocation houses, and foreclosure houses. If you own a house and want to sell it fast, call me at 314-782-3333. That's 314-782-3333. 782-3333.
Rhino Shield is far superior to even the best traditional exterior house paint. Rhino Shield is 8 to 10 times thicker than paint and comes with a 25-year transferable warranty. Rhino Shield is the only ceramic coating company that has been chosen by Disney, This Old House, and 3 times on HGTV's Curb Appeal, where every episode is concentrated on unpainted brick, bonds and seals to stucco, wood, hardy, block, color lock, masonite, and more. No better product for those steel aluminum-sided homes that have become, chalky and tired looking. We coat sloped and flat roofs to extend their lives too. After 15 years, we've got a great reputation and a superior product. As long as it's affordable, why wouldn't you do it? Before you make the costly mistake of painting with traditional paint, you'd be best served to call Rhino Shield today. We are the experts and our evaluations are free. 877-25-RHINO or 877-25rhino.com. Tell them, ladies.
Don't paint, don't Rhino, go Rhino Shield. Never paint your house again. Rhino Shield.
You're listening to the Annie Frey Show live from the Air Comfort Service Heating, Cooling, and Insulation Studio. Save up to $3,500 with double carrier cool cash rebates on a qualifying high-efficiency furnace or HVAC system. For details, get into your comfort zone, aircomfortservice.com.
Want to listen to 97.1 outside the listening area? There's an app for that. Download the Odyssey app, and one tap will turn the station on. The Odyssey app for 97.1 FM Talk.
You miss a sparkle, but you could
This is the Annie Frey Show. Follow Annie on Twitter at Annie Frey Show.
Like you never seen. You are the angel on the top of that evergreen. We'll take a stroll down Michigan Avenue. I'll turn your heart green and red instead of blue. Oh, call me Mr. Christmas. I'll make your spirit bright. I'll dry your eyes with candy skies and warm cherry delight.
Welcome back to the Annie Frey Show. Would you just put the straw down? Let it go.
I want to drink my soup. I'm having trouble getting this shrimp through there, though.
Ew. Just suck harder.
Oh, I got a couple of them.
And that's how Ryan died.
Thanks. Hashtag Jesse Waters.
It's funny that you mentioned that. I wanted to highlight a story before we get to Trisha here and Annie, are you okay? There's big news out of the United States Senate. Senator Rand Paul performs Heimlich maneuver on choking Joni Ernst.
Whoa. What?
Everybody is okay.
Well,
no
that's
kidding.
Good.
Was she trying to drink soup through a straw?
No, because she's not crazy like that. And she's a woman.
She can do whatever she wants.
She can do whatever she wants. It wouldn't be newsworthy.
So he had to swoop in. He's a doctor, so
Burgess
I guess it makes sense.
Everett, who I don't know who it is, tweeted, "Whoa, Rand Paul used the Heimlich maneuver on Joni Ernst at a Senate lunch today. She was choking on some food per attendees. She's okay, senators say." Joni Ernst retweeted, "Can't help but choke on the woke politics Dems are forcing down our throats. Thanks, Dr. Rand Paul." But
was she actually choking then, or was she choking on woke politics and it was all for show?
I can't imagine it was all for show. But everybody's fine.
And now it's time to play Is Annie Okay With This?
Well, speaking of choking, a customer sues after finding a human finger in her salad.
Oh, hell.
A customer is suing the Chopped restaurant chain after claiming her salad included part of a human finger. The lawsuit claims...
A part
Yes.
of a human finger?
I cannot think of a more appropriate restaurant to find that in.
Don't you think that if you like when you hear the story that someone that there's a finger in it, like it's probably just like the little tip or something like that, but isn't it the whole in your mind? Isn't there just like 100%. A finger as a garnish on the top
it's
of the salad?
always a whole finger.
I thought that was a carrot.
Oh.
Yeah.
No. Well, this isn't great. So it was a New York location. Apparently a manager, the suit alleges a manager cut part of her finger off while chopping arugula, served it to the diners. One of those diners claims that she realized part of the way through her salad that she was chewing on it.
Oh.
Ironically, Chopped builds itself as a creative salad company. Annie, are you okay?
That's pretty creative.
Yeah, it's terrible. Annie, are you okay with arugula?
Yeah.
Big like
fan.
it?
Yes. Fingerless.
You know what drives me crazy about these is that this woman, obviously, she's going to be mad after chomping down on a human finger in her salad. I understand that. But what is the management of Chopped supposed to do here? You know,
deal with it.
What did they do wrong?
They hired. They didn't have good. They didn't have the right stuff in place.
They hired somebody who was willing to lose their finger in a salad
and then serve it.
Quick Rick says, "Anyone seen my finger?" No, that's terrible.
But arugula, cool.
Yeah. Not kale. I tried. What's wrong with you people? Nobody likes it.
No.
If you're eating kale and you're making sure people know that you're eating kale, then this is the vegetable virtue signaling of our generation, Ryan.
I like it.
Oh, gross.
You do not.
No, I don't like regular kale though. I like when it's dried and sprinkled with seasoning, like chips, kale chips.
Fried.
I don't know if that's fried. I think it's more baked to where there's no moisture in it at all.
So it doesn't taste like kale.
Yes.
So you don't like kale.
I guess in summary,
he likes chips.
What you're saying is there's a way that you will consume kale, but nobody likes kale.
Yeah.
You have, if you eat it, you've weighed the benefits of it, and you've made a very mature decision. I'm not willing to make that decision. It's terrible. Arugula is good.
Turkey fryer explodes and blows out windows in a North Carolina home. A family in Burlington is lucky to be alive after a propane tank fueling a turkey fryer exploded in their house. The explosion was so strong it blew out the windows in the back of their home. Investigators say the person cooking the turkey fell asleep and left the boiling unattended. Very dangerous. Annie, are you okay with frying turkeys?
Yeah, I don't really eat turkey much. Like, I didn't eat any turkey on Thanksgiving.
really? Oh man. Fried turkey can be really good. It's got to the point now, though, that every November, some fire department somewhere releases a video of somebody dropping a turkey into a fryer with a fishing
Big
pole.
explosion.
Huge explosion. Everybody goes, now you've learned your lesson.
Well, this one was extra dumb because it was inside and the windows
People
shattered.
fry turkeys all the time.
But if you don't know that a fried turkey is going to explode, those are good PR.
Yeah.
Those are good, or PSA is probably the best way to say it, by the local fire departments to show, wow, I do not want that fireball in my home.
I mean,
or
it
garage.
definitely draws my attention to it every year. That I think but it also makes me think maybe I should never get near a turkey fryer.
Well, it's
Or a
because it's a
turkey.
frozen turkey. It's the ice, and the ice expands rapidly, creates gas, and it causes the grease to overflow and hit the flames, and that's what lights up.
That's exactly what I was going to say,
Obviously.
Trisha.
Right.
It's exactly
You
what I
know,
was going to say.
chemistry.
Yep. It's because it was a frozen.
Robbery suspect's colorful underwear help police arrest him.
What?
Robbery suspect's colorful underwear help police arrest him. The incident happened at a tobacco shop in Queens, New York in September of
wild ride.
2022. Two men pointed a gun at employees while a third emptied the cash register. That third employee happened to be wearing brightly colored briefs with a large letter R in white and the year 1990 in yellow. An anonymous tip about the briefs led detectives
Those are
to
your
the-
Thursday underwear from 1990.
Our 90s.
I want to know what day he was arrested on.
Well, he was 30, so it's the year he was born. Those are his birthday underwear.
Can I ask you boys an underwear question?
I guess so.
Well, we're here.
Do you, it's like what a hostage
What are we
would
gonna
say. Do you as grown men have like
Spit it out.
fun underwear? Like, do you have SpongeBob SquarePants underwear, or are you just
Fun
like
underwear.
funderwear?
Like fun socks,
Yeah, I mean, like
but like in underwear fun.
I had Batman underwear for a while, but they were bought for me.
And
It's
you were
not like I
probably
went-
5 too.
No.
no.
No. My wife's cousin bought them for me thinking it would be hilarious, and I was like, oh, yeah?
I'll
going
wear
on-
them.
I'll wear them, and I wore them for probably a year until they wore out.
Yeah,
I've got a pair that whenever I run out of the regular ones, I'm like, I guess I'll wear those.
women have that underwear
They
too.
say,
Trust me.
They're boxers, so I like boxer briefs better, but these are
I
traditional
don't
boxers.
need to know. I asked a specific question.
Yeah, well, there's cupping issues. But they say do not open till Christmas on them, and I'm like, oh boy, today's gonna be one of those days, and nobody will even know it.
It was risky.
That's I don't think the purpose of those underpants.
Yeah, I know.
If nobody knows,
I
it.
hate them because they're missing the button.
No,
I
I
don't
know
know
that
where
either.
these things are annoying.
But you're not, as a rule, like an underwear guy.
What does that mean?
That underwear is for function. You're not wearing, like people do that with socks. You know what I'm saying?
I would describe myself in any sort of job interview as kind of an underwear guy.
Yeah, underwear for
If
function,
there's
not
something you need
fashion.
to know about me before I would work at this company, I'm kind of an underwear guy.
I got fancy underwear.
You never know what's going on under here.
Hey.
And I'll keep it to myself. I
Yes.
want you to know that too.
You're pushing it. We're living right on the edge there, and I'm about to leave my own show.
My question was, are you
Do
okay
not
with...
open till Christmas.
Man. And I love that the end of that story is nobody will know. It's just a secret between you and yourself.
Yeah, me and my
Okay.
dresser.
That's just between you and me.
Yeah.
And St. Louis.
The top drawer of the dresser and I are good friends on that one.
Trisha, take this segment back over.
Are you okay with saggy pants?
No.
Okay.
No. I like belts and fitted pants, and yes.
That's good.
She likes him to hug tight.
In other dumb criminal news, woman tries to eat counterfeit bills during arrest.
Yeah, panic.
A 38-year-old Florida woman was caught trying to use fake currency to pay for items at a Miami Beach Walmart. When she tried to use a counterfeit money, the store's loss prevention was alerted and police were called. Upon arrest, she put about $200 worth of the fake bills in her mouth and tried to swallow them.
Good thing it wasn't Big Lots.
She did, no kidding. It would have been a lot less at Big Lots.
Exactly right, especially
A
on Black
lot
Friday.
less.
Like a lot.
85% in just your credit card
That's right.
information.
Plus a code at the end.
And a free suitcase.
And a free piece of luggage.
That's right.
But they didn't have every color.
Not every color,
What
though.
a shame.
I think this is worth the risk. I'm going to try it.
I think her defense should have been, I'm not counterfeit. I was going to do this anyway.
Annie, are you okay with food that looks like other things? Think like cake that looks like shoes.
Probably if it's cake.
The question is, though,
What's the food?
is it cake?
Is it cake? I don't know. I didn't have a great question for it. That lady eating the bills.
Excellent.
Sanitation worker in New Hampshire dug through 20 tons of trash to locate a resident's lost wedding ring.
Aww.
That's nice. I would have stopped at 19.
Oh, a woman called her local trash service, letting them know her wedding ring had been accidentally thrown out. The waste management company representative said the woman provided specifics about when the trash went out and what else was in the bag, helping them pinpoint the location. After 2 full hours of searching, the ring was recovered.
What a hero.
How do you do? I mean, it's not like you can metal detect for that in a heap of trash.
Just dug. Like
I did this for a friend who lost his retainer. We dug through
That's
like at a
gross.
restaurant. It was like 3 bags of trash before we found it.
Oh, yeah, I've done that.
Ugh.
For a retainer?
When I was young, threw it away at a fast food
Yeah,
restaurant.
because your mom's gonna kill you.
Yeah, and you're going to be in
Oh.
big
Why is
trouble.
it always the mom you got to pick on?
Dad's busy eating soup.
Through a straw.
In the closet.
Anyway, Annie, are you okay with this woman asking the trash company to dig for that ring?
It doesn't hurt to ask.
Yep.
If they say no, you're SOL, then you're SOL. It doesn't hurt to ask. I think you should always ask. I coach girls volleyball and I help coach girls basketball too. And my whole mission in life with these young women is to teach them to ask for things in a way that is forward enough that you tell people what you want. You can definitely need to learn to say what you don't want, but you also need to be okay with being able to ask for things and hear no. Because you can't, that's, I think the biggest, we talk about the pay gap and everything, women getting paid less than men. Women ask for so much less than men ask for. And that's the way we've been raised. You got to learn to be able to say, I think I would like this, or I deserve this, and here's why. You got to be able to put up the facts to support your ask, but you got to be willing to ask for it. And if you're going to ask for something, you have to be capable of hearing no and be okay with that. And then if you hear no and you find out why the no exists, then you know what you might need to do to get a yes down the line. And so you got to be willing to ask. So I actually commend her for calling. And I would like, what do you do for that trash company after they go? I mean, that is above and beyond.
Yeah.
Yeah.
$10 Darden's gift card.
Darden's? It's like
Olive
Big Lots.
Garden and
Oh.
yeah.
I thought it was one of those like Big Lots, like it wasn't real. All right. And cursive is making a comeback in public schools. More than 20 states have passed legislation either requiring or encouraging the teaching of cursive in public schools. Recent studies have shown learning cursive can enhance academic achievement. Another reason is the desire for future generations to accurately analyze our nation's history. Annie, are you okay with requiring cursive?
Did you hear me ask Brian Kilmeade that earlier this week?
No, I missed that.
You weren't here when I interviewed
No,
Brian Kilmeade.
no.
I said to him, I jokingly said to Kilmeade something about the fact that there's a conspiracy out there that we're not teaching cursive in schools so that people won't be able to read our founding documents.
They must have heard you and wrote this article.
That's wild because he was like, no, I have not heard that. And the way he said it was like, that's the dumbest thing, Annie, that I've ever heard. And I think you
glad
just
we
made
can
it up.
revisit that.
And I'm like, I didn't make that up. That's not my conspiracy. And you telling this story's not from 971talk.com, is it?
No, it came straight from Brian Kilmeade's press team.
Thank you very much. Yeah. Here, let's set her up and make her think that she had a worthwhile point to make there. What was the question? What about cursive?
Do you think we should be requiring cursive in schools?
Yeah. And honestly, my kids have never not learned cursive. They go to Lutheran schools, so they're in a parochial school situation. So maybe that's different. But I have not experienced a cursive shortage. And the kids, well, not my son so much, but the girls love writing in cursive. And so I don't know. I think it's a good thing to do and know and learn. Wasn't it fun to use a cursive script the first time on the computer where you can write in cursive, but typing?
I think it's fun to e-sign your documents in cursive, and your handwriting always looks so much better than if you were actually signing.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then if you actually go to sign it, it looks like you have never written in your life.
It's just one like big scratch mark.
I think that's an R and a W, but I'm not quite sure.
Yeah, close enough.
Could be a P and an N.
Although, have you guys tried to write in cursive lately?
Oh, yeah.
Eddie wrote me a card in cursive. It took him like an hour.
Oh.
It was so kind, but I don't think I could do it anymore.
Could you read it?
Enough. I got the gist of it.
I'll try writing you a note in cursive in the future. Need to pull Kilmeade promos sold out.
Those things will just run and run
Right.
and run.
You won't know what they say.
No idea. That's all I got.
It's just enough. All right. Come vote on the Annie Frey YouTube live chat poll. Who will win the Newsom DeSantis debate tonight, California or Florida? We want to know what you think. And leave your comments. We'll feature a few of them here before we wrap the show up. Jim says Newsom will win Hannity and DeSantis. Newsom.
All right.
I don't know what that means. Trump Whoppers says California is by far the best state in almost all this tracks. California is by far the best state in almost all categories. The reason people and businesses are leaving can be easily explained by unpacking their bags. What? Maybe I can't read print.
What?
I don't know what you people are saying.
Unpacking their bags to find out why they're leaving?
Kurt says, on policy, DeSantis wins. On delivery, Newsom wins. That's something I can understand. Give us your thoughts on the Annie Frey YouTube channel and leave a vote. We'll be back with results in just a couple minutes.
With highfalutin party that lasts all through the night. Every wish will come true. Yeah, I'll be Mr. Christmas for you.
RulerFoods.com. Have you found the Ruler Foods closest to you? I just got a message from somebody on the YouTube live chat wants us to do a food drive in the Highland Ruler Foods. They're all over the place. We're going to be at St. Charles Ruler Foods for a food drive on Wednesday, December 13th, and I need your help. I need you to show up, and you can go into Ruler Foods, buy a few canned goods. They have Kroger brands at Ruler Foods prices. Put them in the bins that we have there and send them on to people who are experiencing food shortages this holiday season. If you're shopping for yourself, which is a good thing to do while you're there at Ruler Foods, they have locked in low pricing on a ton of really, really great things through January 3rd. Jack's Pizzas, 2 for $6. I'm always talking about that. Ryan Wiggins' Kroger cooked shrimp, 12 ounces, $4.99. Mary Calendar's pies, they are $5.99 each, plus your baking stuff like your Kroger brown and powdered sugar, 2 for $3. Betty Crocker cookie mixes, $2.29. And your coffee goodies, the coffee creamers, 32 ounces, 2 for $4. And Kroger K-Cups, 12 count, $2.99. Save on your foods, your grocery items at Ruler Foods. Find the one closest to you at rulerfoods.com.
For the ones who get it done, the most important part is the one you need now. And the best partner is the one who can deliver. That's why millions of maintenance and repair pros trust Grainger, Because we have professional-grade supplies for every industry, even hard-to-find products. And we have same-day pickup and next-day delivery on most orders. But most importantly, we have an unwavering commitment to help keep you up and running. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
I think we're lost again.
Wait, what does that sign over there say?
Caution wildlife crossing?
No, next to it.
If you're 60 or older, you may be at increased risk of serious consequences from RSV, respiratory syncytial virus, compared to adults younger than 60. Ouch, I didn't know that.
Not all dangers come with warning labels. Talk to your pharmacist or doctor about getting vaccinated against RSV today. RSV vaccines, including Pfizer's, are available. Learn more at bewareofrsv.com. Brought to you by Pfizer.
You couldn't pick a worse time to sell your home. Sure, your home is worth a small fortune right now, but are you really going to swap your 2 or 3% current interest rate and pay 7 or 8% interest on a new house? No way. You don't have to with the Get Paid and Stay program from Truehold. This is ingenious. With the Get Paid and Stay program, Truehold will buy your home now at its best current value. You bank the cash and stay in your home until interest rates come back down, or as long as you like. It's your call. Plus, you won't have to pay property taxes, insurance, or upkeep anymore. Truehold pays those expenses. Learn about Truehold's Get Paid and Stay program. Call 1-855-300-9993 or visit Truehold.com. The smarter, faster way to cash out on your home's value without having to move. That's 1-855-300-9993 or visit Truehold.com.
I can see clearly now thanks to the doctors at Ophthalmology Associates. Doctors Greg Birdie, Ranjan Malhotra, Robert Brusati, Andy Royer, and introducing Samuel Berry. You can too. Call 314-966-5000 or check out youridoc.com. That's youridoc.com.
How would you like to make no mortgage payments until next year? Are you tired of making minimum payments on high-interest credit cards? Is student loan repayment giving you the blues? Your home equity is at an all-time high. Use that equity to save hundreds every month. Call 314-567-GOLD now and give yourself a payment break. That's 314-567-GOLD. Or visit goldenoaklending.com. NMLS 114937.
The Annie Frey YouTube live chat poll. Who will win the Newsom DeSantis debate tonight? Watching it at 8 o'clock or listening to it right here on 97.1 at 8 o'clock. California or Florida? Who's going to win that debate tonight? Let us know. It is 2:46. This time check is sponsored by Jerry Kelly Heating and Air Conditioning.
It's time for a $98 furnace tune-up.
The Mark Reardon Show.
Peter Navarro is with us.
What I'm most worried about is that the Democrats are going to be able to do what they did in 2022, which is to make this election not about the economy, but about social issues, particularly abortion.
Weekdays from 3 to 6. This is the Annie Frey Show. Find the podcast, on-demand audio, and more at 971talk.com/Annie.
Frey Show. Did you guys share your corpse posing anywhere?
I think just with each other so far.
We're still working on that video.
Did you guys do all of that for each other?
I would say to an extent.
Yeah, it kind of started
we
out that way.
started off doing one thing, and then we kept coming up with more ideas. Like, oh, shoot. Oh, no, take a picture of this. Take a picture of this.
Leah, come here. I need to talk to you. I talked yesterday about, I think Shavasana. Is that how you say it? I hope I didn't just say something really awful. Shavasana. Yes. Which is a corpse pose in yoga. And I did some yoga to prep for some deep sleep. That was the promise by the YouTube video. 15 minutes. It was very relaxing. I found it to be very relaxing. And the corpse pose was the last thing you did after you did a bunch of these other stretches. And I talked to you guys about it. And I asked you yesterday if you'd ever done it before. And you hadn't, but that's changed. Leah, was this your idea?
Yes, kind of.
Own it, Leah.
It was great.
Yes.
It was because yesterday after the show, I was like,
working, and I was like done, and I was like, I kind of want to lay down.
I kind of want to play like a dead person.
Yeah, I was like, I kind of want to lay down, and I was like, here's an idea.
How could I make this part of my job?
And Brad was like, why don't you lay down behind the desk? And I was like, okay. So I did. I was like, just laying on the ground like this.
Oh, I
I'm
walked
like,
past when you were doing that.
this is quite
okay.
nice.
Yeah.
So the corpse pose for yoga, which I told the story yesterday. I'm not going to go into the whole thing, but I'll just sum up, and you can check the podcast if you want to know more. It's to relieve pressure in your hips, emotional stress in your hips.
Mm-hmm.
But it's you lay on your back on the floor, on a mat or whatever. Your hands are out to your sides, palms up, and your toes are pointed up, and you're just laying down, and you kind of let your body relax into the floor. So that is the hard part for me, is to let my back situate so that I'm laying on a hard surface. And it is incredibly relaxing. I asked you guys yesterday if you had done it, and you hadn't. Now that you've done the corpse pose, you said, Leah, how did you feel about it?
Oh, I was fine with it. I think I've done it before. I just didn't know that's what it was called.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a really good thing to do at like the end of a workout where you just kind of cool off a little bit. Brad?
Yeah. Well, I mean, mine would have been better for...
Are you a corpse believer?
A little bit, but I was laying next to Ryan, so that was a little less relaxing.
Was he talking to you about straws?
No, he kept touching my hand.
That is not true. That is not true.
Ryan just found the line that he is going to draw on stuff that people love at you in the middle of the show.
It's so not true because he did it to me, and now he's turning it around.
Whoa.
Because Leah goes, oh, you guys should just hold hands. And I'm like, no. And then Brad did it anyway.
Leah, you got my back here. It was Ryan, wasn't it?
No way.
I think it was both of you.
Well, then after we did
Nobody
the corpse
pulled
pose,
away.
I did. I pulled away instantly because it was weird. No, I'm not participating in that. I'm not participating in what happened yesterday with the hand-holding incident, and I'm not participating in this conversation now and the lies being told.
Ryan, you are turning a lovely shade of rouge.
About the way, thank you. That is natural for me.
It's very nice of Brad to compliment you.
I agree. Wait a minute. I think he was doing that as part of this bit.
You guys are coming up on your 6th anniversary.
Yep.
Real quick, I'm going to retell this story because it's one of my favorite stories. We were at Disney World in May of last year.
This is a funny story. And this one is my fault. I'll take care of that.
Did Jared get the buttons?
Yes, he did.
You can get celebrating buttons. You can get like my first visit buttons when you're walking around Disney World and the cast members will congratulate you or whatever. But sometimes they'll give you free stuff. They'll give you like, you go get a pretzel. They're like, hey, it's your first visit? This one's on Mickey. That's what they say. And my husband, like, we went to celebrate 5 years of the Annie Frey show together. So we took the show. We were having like the most intense 3 days that you can have at Disney World. And what?
I had a kidney stone afterwards. What? That's how intense it was.
What booth did you guys go up to?
The sushi fruit booth.
Frushi.
That's what it was.
They go up to we're in Japan in Epcot, and they're like, we're going to get some sushi. And one of the things they have at this booth is called frushi, and it's just fruit rolled up like sushi.
And it's very good.
And so my husband got these buttons for everyone to wear to celebrate. And like they have green ones that say I'm celebrating, and then you write in a Sharpie whatever it is you're celebrating. But they also have anniversary ones. My husband got the anniversary ones because we were celebrating 5 years.
5 years of the show.
So he hands them out to us. Was just you wearing it?
No. Well, everybody was going to put them on.
No. I got it, and I said, I'm not wearing that. I never even considered wearing it. Did you have yours on?
I didn't have one on.
You had it on.
I had it on, and you said...
I said what?
You said, no, I'm not going to put that on. It'll look like I'm married to Ryan.
I don't remember that, but I believe it. So Ryan's like, I'll wear this with my fanny pack and my
I didn't say all of that.
visor.
All of it is true.
No, you were saying it.
All right.
Without words.
I was
loudly.
saying without words. That's
Sashaying.
fine.
Yeah, his fanny pack that said what?
Celebrate Becky.
What?
It's the only one I had.
That's a different story. And so I don't like sushi. Hannah didn't want sushi. Jared didn't want sushi. These two boys want sushi. So they go sashay up to...
We walked normally.
The booth. What'd you say, Shantae?
Sashayed. He Shantae.
Up to the booth, and they're up there ordering frushi. And Ryan's wearing his 5-year anniversary button, and this guy says to you what?
That was a girl.
Yeah, she was like a 60-year-old lady.
And she says, "Oh, congratulations to me."
Congratulations on 5 years.
And I assumed that she knew that we were on a radio show in St. Louis, I
It's
guess.
a lot to assume,
And,
since nobody else was around you but your partner, Brad.
Yeah, and Brad's standing right behind. Oh, and by the way, to be nice, I said, "Brad, I'll pick this one up," just to be nice. And
we're celebrating.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, did not think about any of these things as I'm taking this bowl of
Brad, did you?
sushi back.
Did you know it was going down?
As soon as she said it, and Ryan's like, "Oh, thank you," and he walks away and is in the most Ryan way
Just
possible.
genuinely
And I'm
thanked her.
just standing there, kind of like I'm standing here now with my arms crossed, my one hand over it. My jaw just dropped, and I just started laughing because it's like he has no idea that she just congratulated us on an anniversary.
I still did, even after he was cracking up. I'm like, well, that's
First
kinda
thing I
weird.
did was I texted Annie.
Yeah. Yeah, he was like, "We just got congratulations
Yep.
on 5 years."
So we sat down just like two dudes do, and I grabbed one piece, he grabbed another piece. We linked our arms, and I ate it like wedding cake.
Major dude stuff.
Just dude stuff.
Yeah.
Bro stuff.
Yeah.
Guy stuff.
Yep.
He drank your moonshine through a straw. It's one of my favorite stories.
Yeah. It's all real, and it did happen. And I, to this day, would probably not have realized it if Brad had not pointed
that
it
was
out.
day one, probably within the first 2 hours of being on
Well,
property.
which is why it's not that wild that Ryan wanted to hold Brad's hand. Yeah.
Yes, it is wild.
YouTube live chat poll for today is who will win the Newsom DeSantis debate, California or Florida? What do you say, Ryan?
Florida. I think Florida's going to win.
Florida.
I'm honestly thinking California. I think Newsom's going to fall in the pot, come out smelling like a rose, which is something we say in the Midwest. 83% of y'all say Florida, though, and I'm happy to hear that. So I hope you're right. I'm hoping for a good night, and I'm gonna dip into it as soon as I get home from basketball tonight. We got a couple basketball games, so I will be somewhere online watching this and weighing in on it. So if you are, tweet at me if you're watching it. Let me know what you think and catch me up. Appreciate you being with us today. If you want to check the podcast, you can hear Hans von Spakovsky talking about the Biden subpoena stuff and the Jack Smith getting all the data from anyone who tweeted, retweeted, or liked something from Donald Trump on Twitter. That's wild. And Tyrus joined us at 105. The Mark Reardon Show, on the other hand, is next. Don't go away.
Hey, it's Mark Reardon getting ready here Thursday afternoon. The great state debate. You're going to hear it here on 97.1 FM Talk. We got a preview and a whole lot more coming up after Fox News.
Michael's Flooring Outlet is online at igotfloored.com. Shopping for flooring is fun and exciting, but you want to make sure that your hard-earned dollar is going to get you the quality material that you deserve in your home. Michael's Flooring Outlet can help you with that. They have 3 different locations that you can shop. Of course, you can go online to igotfloored.com and start the perusing right there on the website. But if you want to visit them in St. Charles County this weekend, on Main Street in Old Town St. Peters at Mid Rivers and Highway 70. If you want to go to West County on Olive Boulevard, a mile off of 270 west on Olive, you can also visit them at their location in Darting Prairie. They are there to help you, to guide you through your purchase, to make sure that you are confident in it. If you check their website, you can go to Google as well, and you'll see many very, very positive reviews of people who have had a great experience of buying their flooring from Michael's Flooring Outlet. We are incredibly grateful for their partnership with us here on 97.1, and I hope you'll give them a chance to earn your business. Find them online at igotfloored.com.
Okay, so you filed your taxes this year, but you know you have past IRS issues, and now the IRS letters are coming. Hi, this is Lance Story with the Lance Story Law Firm. Don't ignore those IRS letters. They're important and give you rights and deadlines to defend yourself. Waiting could cause you to lose those rights. Call the Lance Story Law Firm now and let us help you get ahead of the IRS and defend your rights while you still have time. The Lance Story Law Firm is located here in St. Louis, so take the first step and hire a tax resolution attorney. We've made it super easy to schedule your free consultation in person, or you can do a phone call and save travel time. Remember, IRS problems are legal problems. So before you send money to some out-of-town, high-pressure salesperson, give us a call at the Lance Story Law Firm. Call today at 314-238-7360. That's 314-238-7360. Or go visit LanceDruryLaw.com.
The choice of a lawyer is an important decision and should not be based solely upon advertisements. Jim Gaffigan here with some more Straight Talk. Let's take a moment to appreciate our sweet children, loving grandparents, and eternal soulmates. Now let's use them to save money on wireless. Because with the Straight Talk Silver Plan, you get 4 lines for just $25 a month with unlimited data and no contracts. So add those human pawns, loved ones, and save money. Thanks, kids. They're finally worth it. Straight Talk Wireless, available at Walmart.
Get 4 lines on Silver Unlimited for $25 per line per month, plus taxes and fees. For data management practices and additional terms, visit straighttalk.com.
Hey, I'm Jackie, and a little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A chicken biscuit is the chicken. It is golden brown, so juicy, so delicious. It's the perfect savory start to my day.
Hey, I'm Matt, and a little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A chicken biscuit is the freshly baked, flaky, buttery biscuit. When I take a bite, it's kind of like, crispy, soft, crispy. Crispy